Hello! Happy Thursday, everybody! Happy time zone, happy evening. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Hello, Racer. Hello, Basago. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Mr. Shroud. Hello, Michael. Hello, Arga. Happy Friday to those of you where it's Friday already. Hello, Squee. Hello, Chef. Hello, 26 unit. I thought it was Friday. It's so cloudy, though. I thought it was... I thought I would sleep a day. Yeah. It has been very cloudy lately. Hello, Hunter. Hello, hello. It was actually pretty stormy for the past couple days. It looks like it's been clearing up, which I'm very happy about because my lights were flickering yesterday when it was raining. So I think we're gonna be fine today. However, I mean, I do like the like rainy and stormy, like dark and stormy night setting, especially if we're going to be reading some ghost stories today. So, maybe I can pull up some like ambient stuff so that we can stream with it. That's what I used to do. That's what I used to do when I used to read those horror stories that were like actual, like, just like, you know, stories. But for tonight, we're not going to be reading fictional stories. We're going to be reading ghostly experiences that people have had. So they're not going to be in story format. They're going to be in like people just typing out things that had happened to them. Yeah. No, there's not going to be not for today. I didn't set any of that up today. I'm considering having an ambient thing going on for like future ones. But we're testing the waters here today. We're gonna try to keep it ultra casual, just like talk about it, read the ghost stories that people have to like, you know, share. No rain where you are? That's good. It's stormy everywhere. Rain here, typhoon in the Philippines. I heard about that. I hope you're okay. When you're comfortable in bed with no alarms, no plans, and it starts raining, it's the best feeling. I feel like going to sleep with rain, like when it's rainy and like slightly stormy, it's genuinely the comfiest feeling. It is so cozy. It's so cozy. I love it. I'm not a big fan of rain, but like in those instances, it's really nice. You play storm noises on your phone to sleep? Yeah, there's a lot of like white noise things that you can just have on your phone now to help you go to sleep. And then have napping with open window during noon. Oh, the smell of fresh air when you're having a nice old nap. Yeah. The insane wind here also knocked out power for miles and knocked over many trailers in the warehouse industrial area here in Arizona. Holy heck. I hope people are okay. I hope people like weren't injured by that or anything, but my goodness. Wind is freaking terrifying. It doesn't have to be a tornado or anything like for it to cause damage. Wind is scary. I think that my fear of wind is valid and it keeps getting reinforced every single day. A building caved in and someone is reported missing because of it. Oh, frick, man. That's... Oh, gee whiz. I hope that they're found and I hope that they're okay. I hope they're going to be okay. My goodness. That's rough. We're not going to be talking about natural disasters today. We're going to be talking about ghostly ones and trying to debunk them. I think that's going to be my favorite part. Yeah, only supernatural. Exactly. We're going to be trying to debunk them. You saw a UFO once. What are they called now? I think UFO is like the old terminology. What are they called now? Hello, Cryptic. Hello. It's time for science. Yeah. We're going to be scientifically attempting to debunk these stories. I'm explicitly not picking any stories that have like visuals accompanying it because I haven't set up for that yet. I just want stories that I can read out And we can have like theater of the mind, you know, to imagine what happened. Unidentified anomalous phenomenon. Yeah, UAP. That's what it is. This orb hanging in the sky at night. When I got closer, I realized it was one of those things they put on power lines to stop helicopters from running into them at night. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's been raining all day here, so I've been embroidering a hat. Ooh, that sounds like fun. That sounds cozy. Every flying object I see is unidentified. I don't know them. I don't know where they're going or what they're up to. I guess that counts. Let's say I'm over 6 feet and had waves taller than me wrestle me down, so I rather have respect from the oceans, but winds are definitely scary too. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hello, Avon. How you doing? How are ya? I've got quite a number of stories lined up. A lot of them are short, which is fine, quite honestly, because I don't know if we're even gonna get through all of them, because we're gonna be like talking about it in between each. But they all have their themes. They all have their respectable themes. Respectable? Respectful? They all got themes. They're all themed. I'm glad you're doing well. Heck yeah. All right, cool. Oh, here's my recent bookmarks. Fantastic. That's what I'm looking for. I will, however... Okay, so I may not have, like, any... Respective. Thank you. Thank you. That is the word I was trying to say. Thank you very much. Let me see if I can find some, like... I had ambient music back when I used to read stories. Like... Let me see here. If I can't find my horror story reading music, that's fine. I don't mind. We're gonna just like stick to this. Not a big deal. Are those creepypastas or stories of people who believe they've met ghosts? Oh, it's the latter. It's absolutely the latter. We're not going to be reading any like creepypastas or no sleep stories today. We're going to be explicitly reading experiences that people have had that they believe to be ghostly or supernatural encounters. That's what we're going to be doing today. That is the goal. And we're going to be trying to debunk them is what we're going to do. I think that we're going to be pretty good at debunking these. I think that like we have the tools and the science necessary to come up with logical and rational explanations, sorry, for what happened. But I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited. There's a lot of stories like this. No Jeff the Killer reread today then? Sad. No, unfortunately. Very sad. I'm sorry. Maybe next time. 90% of the time it's the brain imagining shit. Yes. When it gets dark, when you are tired, when you are feeling anxious or stressed, or even when you're scared, that like just that is going to make your brain start playing tricks on you. And that, yeah, like you said, Chef, that kind of accounts for a lot of things. Carbon monoxide poisoning also does some wild stuff. I mean, I think inhaling or eating substances that affect your brain will do that to you, yeah. But like if we're not taking into consideration that there's any substance abuse or carbon monoxide poisoning, it could literally just be your brain just tricking you. We're programmed to see faces in human forms, yeah. I'm hoping for a crappy pasta riff along with the Golden Girls any day now. I wouldn't mind doing that myself. The Golden Gals are very busy, and it's hard to like plan things nowadays. It's hard. It's difficult. Have you guys, man, When you're trying to friggin' carbon monoxide taste delicious, I wouldn't know. I would not be able to tell you. For some reason, that made me think of like Sharpies and not the taste, but like the smell. I like the I hate to say this, but the smell of Sharpies. I don't know. There's something about the smell of permanent marker that's like really nice. Scheduling for 2 people is hard. For 4 people is insane. Yeah. I saw weird figures in the middle of the day and I was perfectly calm. In the middle of the day? What kind of weird figures? Always love to sniff markers. The thing is, it's not all markers though. It's not all the markers that have a nice... I have smelled some really freaking stinky markers. The Crayola markers, they smell gross. They're not... They do not smell good. But for some reason, just there's the permanent marker smell is pretty alright. Yes, Crayola smells like Sharpies are the best sniff markers, yeah. I know someone who's an avid inhalant abuser and he says metallic spray paint is the best out of spray paints and markers. I see, that's the thing. A lot of the things that a lot of the true crime stories that I've read that were from like back in like the 80s and 70s and whatnot, they talked about a lot of like teenagers huffing paint and whatnot, and I guess that's what they meant. In my head, I was like, why are you huffing paint? Like, what about paint does that? But I guess it's the freaking spray paint kind. That's wild. That is insane. Because they can't, you know, get the actual like drugs to get that high, so it's the paint that they get. And I feel like that is considerably more damaging than certain substances. That and tagging is why you need to be over 18 to buy a lot in a lot of states. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know, in general, like, remember when Four Loko, does Four Loko still have, like, alcohol and caffeine mix to it, or did they stop having the mix? Yeah, people used to huff paint. I'm sure there's probably still some people that huff paint. Hello, Pa, how you doing? Whipped cream chargers, petrol, or even just a good old plastic bag over the head. Yep. Yeah. The recipe for Four Loko has changed? Yeah. No, I think that there is absolutely a reason for it. I'm pretty sure kids have, like, been hospitalized. There have been cases of, like, bad things happening. Because the Four Loko, because it was considered an energy drink and the alcohol percentage wasn't very high, it was able to be sold in, like, corner stores and whatnot. So kids would buy them. And a lot of the times people didn't know what Four Loko was, so the kids would not get ID'd before buying the Four Loko. And then kids would drink the freaking Four Loko, and then whoops, their heart did some really bad things. Booze and caffeine don't mix. No, they do not. They knew it was there. The kids knew. The kids absolutely knew. I'm just saying that, like, I feel like the people working in there probably didn't really pay attention to it and just assumed, oh, it's an energy drink. So they just sold it to the kids thinking, yeah, it's an energy drink, whatever, here you go. Four Locos is a good time. Hello, Sir Blob. Hello, hello. If you want to mix your own, that's totally fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with mixing your own thing if you know what you're doing and you're not abusing that. Because, like, mixing alcohol and caffeine is definitely not good for your body. It's not. It's not good for your heart. But as long as you're not, like, abusing it, much like any other substance, don't, like, abuse it. But Four Loko was insane. I had a Four Loko one time. Freaking really knocked me on my ass. Holy frick, man. Four Loko is the alcohol content of 2 beers roughly. Yeah, and it's caffeinated. It's got that energy drink to it as well. There's a reason Red Bull says on the side, do not mix with alcohol. Yep. This is why you have proper health surveillance institutions. Yeah. But yeah, no, there have been some sad stories and sad accidents happen because kids were very easily able to have access to Four Loko. I feel like kids shouldn't even need an energy drink anyway. Hello, Hermoon. Hello. And hello, Pythias. Welcome to the void. Welcome in. Like when I was a kid, I didn't need a freaking... I didn't need a Red Bull. I think when I was a kid, the only energy drink that I knew of was Red Bull. And it was like before the like big spike in like energy drinks and people drinking energy drinks, you know? Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. And I had Red Bull like one time. And first of all, you guys know I don't like carbonated stuff. But the flavor is just weird. What is that flavor that literally every energy drink has? There is one specific ingredient that you can taste in every single energy drink. It does not matter what it is. Yeah. No, it's not grape. I think it starts with a G. Yeah, it's the guarana flavor. That's what it is. Thank you, chef. Yes, guarana. I don't even know what the frick that is. Is that a fruit? What is that? Battery acid? Guarana? Guarana? How do you pronounce that? It is a fruit. Why do they all put that fruit in their energy drink? Is there a reason behind it? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Masidan. The energy drinks I normally get say intended for 18 years and up. It has 200 milligrams of caffeine. Yeah. Oh, because it is a stimulant. Okay. Wow. Like caffeine. That's interesting. Okay, so not only is there actual caffeine in it, they also put another kind of stimulant in it. Okay. Would it not contribute to the caffeine content cap? I don't know. Maybe that's how they like, it's not caffeine. It is a stimulant though, but it is a stimulant. So I guess that's how they kind of curtail it. They're like, we're going to put the most caffeine that we can put in here legally. And then we're going to put the guarana in it. Just to get around that. Different, yeah. That's what it sounds like. It has double the caffeine per weight compared to coffee. Friggin' insane. It's the legal amount of caffeine and more fun stuff. Yeah. Yep. As a dietary supplement or herb, guarana seed is an effective stimulant. It contains about twice the concentration of caffeine found in coffee beans, about 2 to 8% caffeine in guarana seeds, compared to about 1 to 3% of coffee beans. Insane. Hello, God King. Hello. It has a slow release into the system than slower release into the system than caffeine. The high lasts longer. Man, there was one time where I think the only energy drink that I enjoyed drinking was Rockstar energy drink. This was before my gamer subs, by the way. Before gamer subs. Ever since I've had gamer subs, I haven't really bought any energy drinks since. But Rockstar is what I used to drink. And while it was fizzy, it was like a tolerable fizzy for me. And I don't know why. The fizziness was just not as powerful as a lot of other fizzy drinks. And Rockstar tastes cheap, like those dollar store hard candies. Man, I don't care. I like the only one that I drank was the fruit punch one. I have not had any of the other flavors. I just had the fruit punch flavor, which is the red Rockstar, and I just liked it. It just tasted like fruit punch. And yeah. That's what a void cackerel looks like. Yeah. And I drank an entire one of those cans. Like, I think way too fast because I could feel my skin tingling and I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. Not good. Not good. That means it's working, yeah. When you feel your skin tingling, it's probably a sign that you've had enough, honestly. Is the tail all tentacles? No, it's not tentacles. It's supposed to be... So, like, my tail is an actual, like, tail. But Triton's tail has eyes, and it is more like a mist. Monster gal. Not a gal into monsters, but gal into monsters. Yeah. I gotcha. Caffeine relaxes me. I believe it's an ADHD thing, so I'm actually less hyper after my morning beverage. That's understandable. I've heard a lot about that, yeah. I had a kid in my middle school class get taken to the ER for drinking, like, 5 200-milliliter energy drinks in one morning, and as soon as he was back a few days later, he bought another energy drink to show he was cool. Someone who may or may not have been Carrie, but has grown as a person since... Oh my goodness. Carrie. Well, I'm glad you are still with us today. Hello, Faye. Hello, hello. I prefer the strawberry stuff, but I don't mind the generic one too. I will say they do have some flavors that are pretty alright. There's some flavors that are pretty good. You used to have competitions to see how many you could drink in a day. Oh my goodness. You weren't the one drinking. You just smashed the can over his dome. Oh, okay. Okay. Caffeine makes me EP too. Bought 4 energy drinks to stay up back in the day and finally catch the scorpion in Animal Crossing. Wild world, but then fell asleep. No! Back in the day, back when you couldn't adjust the time of your console so that you could cheat the system. Hello, Pink! Hype for the bustin'? Yeah, heck yeah. I remember I used to drink a Red Bull before bed if I needed to wake up early. It didn't prevent you to... Oh, I do have a stretch. Everybody stretch, please. Ah. Thank you, God King. Thank you. Did it not prevent you from falling asleep? Or is it like a situation where it like kicks in later on and then it wakes you up? Instead of waking up at 6, you woke up at 2 or 3. Okay, yeah. It woke you up in the middle of the night, basically. I mean, if you need to wake up that early, I mean, I guess. I feel like it would lead to pretty restless sleeps, though. My daily energy drink is great. Surprisingly, my heart is fine. I've had it checked, which is very surprising considering my job and anger problems. Sometimes you're just built different. Sometimes your body is just built different, chef. I can't fall asleep if I drink heavy caffeine before laying down. Yeah, there's some folks that it really gets them wired and they cannot stop. You needed more time to finish your report. Wait. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. yeah. I imagine a single energy drink a day is fine if that's the only sugar caffeine you have that day. Yeah, typically, like, if you have an energy drink, you should not be having more than 1 can of an energy drink a day. But some people straight up, like, I mean, you got people that drink, like, 8 cups of coffee throughout the day. And that itself is insane to me. And then you get caffeine withdrawals. And then you have people that get friggin' caffeine withdrawals. They decide to, like, I'm gonna try to cut down on my caffeine. And then they get massive, like, pounding headaches. And they're like, shit, why is this happening? Oh, it's the lack of caffeine. All right, I guess I'll just drink more coffee in order to make it, you know, go away. Yeah. Yup. Energy drinks are way more caffeinated in sugar than coffee. You should be drinking at most like 2 a week. Yeah. I feel like there's no one with more energy than someone with caffeine withdrawal when you hide their beans. Yeah. People just raw dogging life with no stimulants are the real weirdos. Yeah, like they're just, life is what gives them energy, I suppose. I guess that's what works for them. Hot coffee wakes you up. Cold coffee knocks you out. Oh, I wonder if there's like a reason for that. They're too powerful. They are. They are. Those people are terrifying, actually. Very scary. If you can wake up at 8 in the morning and stay up until like 10 at night and not need a single drop of like coffee or like any caffeinated thing to like keep you going for the entire day and not be tired is like, wow. What can you freaking accomplish if you were on a caffeinated drink? I'm full of too much spite for life to stop you. Good. Spite is very powerful as well. I feel like a 5-year-old who had an energy drink would be unstoppable. Oh, yeah. It would be scary. Full of too many untold jokes for life to stop you. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a purpose, that's gonna... that's for sure gonna keep you going. You prefer Sprite over Spite? I'm not a fan. Man, I remember when I was a kid and I had like a freaking, like, gastro. My mom had me drinking 7-Up. And I know it's not the same as Sprite, but it's like the closest thing I know to it. But why though? I'm trying to understand, why was 7-Up a home remedy for stomach bugs? Because it's just a carbonated drink, right? Yeah. Usually get plenty energy just from sleep without caffeine, but most of that energy is spent on procrastination. 7-Up was also a home remedy in Mexican households? Yeah. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. The classic 7-Up and crackers remedy. Yes. Maybe it was like ginger ale for upset stomach. Maybe, but I feel like... Oh, ginger. Yeah, because ginger is supposed to help. But 7-Up doesn't really have any, like, properties that would scientifically help you. Hang on. Why is 7-Up a stomach flu remedy? Flat 7-Up. Apparently it's flat 7-Up specifically. Or some people find that the bubbles in carbonated drinks help soothe the stomach, but it makes it easier to burp and release stomach pressure. But people, yeah, I used to have flat 7-Up for the flu. Why? It was just one of those silly home remedies, I guess, that was passed around, and they were just like, yeah, this works. It worked for me, and it worked for my kids, so here you go. You don't need to go to the doctors. You don't need to get, yeah, placebo effect, yeah. It's a lot more powerful than people give it credit for, yeah. Yup. Somebody's mom said so, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Wiz. Home remedies are wild. I remember my grandma, when, for example, when I had an earache, she would be like, oh, here, just wrap a garlic clove in a Kleenex and put it in your ear. And for some reason that worked. Either that or the earache just went away on its own and the garlic did absolutely nothing. But the freaking garlic clove in the ear that was supposed to help with earaches. Once again, why did people... Who even tried that? Who even decided maybe if I stick this garlic in my ear, it'll help my problem? Put a potato inside your sock and it'll absorb the toxins from your body. That is so wild. There's so many weird home remedies out there. And they like vary from like region to region. Hello, Smug. Hello, hello. Potatoes don't work. You need to use an onion. A brown onion, specifically. Garlic drives out the ear vampires. Oh, that must be why. Be glad you don't have Russian grandparents who come up with vodka and pepper when having sniffles. Oh my god. The garlic ear tech only works when you inverted it after spinning 3 times counterclockwise. Once I got told that chocolate could stop hiccups. Yeah, like, I've never heard chocolate. I've heard the peanut butter theory. I've heard drinking water upside down. I've heard, like, a bunch of things like that. For me, the only thing that helped with hiccups is trying to stretch out my diaphragm the most as possible, because that's what a hiccup is, right? It's when you get spasms in your diaphragm. So you got to try to, like, reset it. And to reset it, you got to inhale as much air as you possibly can and hold it, and then try to like breathe in even more air. And even if it's like I can't fit any more air, you try to get some more and hold it, and then slowly exhale, and it should have gotten rid of the hiccups. Called Mr. Hiccups, and I remember copying him. Need to remember that you're not a fish. Hiccups go away. A scare also works. My grandma used to put brandy in my milk when I was a baby to make me sleep without waking up. Oh my god. Grandmas are insane. Grandmas are insane. Thank you, Grandma, for all your insane home remedies. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, boy. Anyway. Are you guys ready to hear some ghost stories? Some, like, 100% real, totally not fake, and very much experienced by somebody. Yes. Not clickbait. Did you see it? Actually, we're not going to be seeing anything. We're going to be hearing most of it because I'm going to be reading them. What category? I think we can stay in the just chatting. We can stay in the just chatting category today. I don't think there's a freaking... I still don't think that there's a reading category. I think Twitch should implement a reading category, like read along type of thing. Unless they did and I forgot. The Fallout London mod is officially out. Fallout London mod. I've actually not heard of it. Because reading is for nerds. I thought there was... I also thought that there used to be one anyway, but like... Then people started using like ASMR to do reading because they couldn't find the proper reading category. But I would love to have like a proper read along category. I feel like that would be nice. Reading Fun could have been a game, maybe. It's kind of like how when people use that, yeah, I'm Just Sleeping is an actual video game called I'm Just Sleeping, and people hijacked it to sleep on stream. Yep. Yep. It's a mod for Fallout 4 that takes you to London. Basically an entirely new game. I have not touched Fallout 4 yet. So I have no opinions on it right now. Takoi, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the void. Hello, Adam, hello. So no, I just use Reading Fun whenever I read stuff, but most people just go with just chatting. Yeah, I would like a proper category that would let people know, like, hey, she's doing some reading. She's doing some nice reading. Nice, quiet reading time. I really do want to bring back the horror story reading, though. So look out for that at some point. Look out for that at some point. I'm very much down to bring those back every now and again. Have you watched or heard of Smiling Friends on Adult Swim? Oh, I have. I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up on Smiling Friends. I absolutely adore it. I'm going to learn you a book. Yes. Can VTubers read? Yes, I can guarantee that I can read. I promise. The same happened with Artifact, that Dota card game, but they used it to stream pirated movie. There are some like there's a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you go into dead categories, you can find some a lot of the times I think it's like I think it's Spanish Spanish accounts, like Twitch accounts, that are literally streaming movies. They're just straight up streaming entire full-length movies, and then when they get taken down, they just make a new one. Hello, Sky. Thank you. And thank you for being here. I've done that at some point. Well, not I've done that. I've not streamed a movie on Twitch. I mean, I've gone looking through the dead channels, the dead categories, on Twitch, and a lot of them are just full-length feature films, and that's really funny to me. That's just hilarious. And it's very hard for Twitch to catch them because like the amount of people that have a Twitch account and that stream to no audience or a very small audience is massive, just absolutely massive. They only really get caught when you start getting a higher viewership. I have never streamed any movies on Twitch. I promise. Cross my heart. All right, gonna take a sippy and then we're gonna get to reading, okay? Imagine the profit loss for letting them stream that stuff. Yeah, I think that's why, I'm pretty sure you're technically not allowed to stream shows and movies in Discord either, because companies are losing, like, money to it. But Discord literally can't do anything about it. Like, there's nothing to be done. So, boo-hoo, I guess. Only did that in Minecraft. A lot of people watch movies on Twitch. Yes. There are, yeah, as said, in dead categories. They are there. TikTok has folks on the has these. Oh, yeah. Yes, I've seen those. I've seen those on TikTok. When I just like scroll through them, I have seen full TikTok accounts that pretend to be having like a live or just like long form TikTok videos, and it's just an entire movie in parts. It's so crazy. You can watch movies in parts with a person in the corner watching it with you. And they don't say anything. They're just watching it. Ow, thank you for the hydrate. Everyone, please take a sip. Yeah, they don't react. They don't react. They're just chilling there. Probably not even watching it. Ow. I bet you I know what they're doing. They're making the next clip. Yeah. Oh my god, that would be really funny. Oh boy. The internet is a crazy place. All right. I hope you guys got your drinks and your snacks. I'm about to read the first paranormal encounter for tonight. This one here doesn't seem to be related to anything ghostly or any haunted house or anything. It is just an experience that they had, a paranormal one, that scared them absolutely shitless. Quick question. A void-themed wizard. Which special spell or power should it have? A void-themed wizard. In my opinion, it would be, it would be to be able to make... Well, do you want a destructive spell? Because in my head, the first thing that I think is causing something to implode or cave in on itself and then disappear. And it's the most painful thing ever. So, like, kind of like being absorbed and condensed into a little black hole. That's how I see it. All right. Our first story. I'm gonna lower the music a teensy tiny bit here for me to read. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. I saw something on my way home from work that scared me half to death. I've posted in here before, and I don't know if this story is allowed because it's not a ghostly experience or a haunted house, but I have zero explanation for the event. Before I tell you my story, I'm gonna give you some context about my drive home from work, the state I live in and such. This happened about 10 minutes after I left for work today, July 4th, 2020. I live in Northeast Ohio, and I got a new job about 2 months ago as a process technician at a dairy plant. It pays very good money, considering it's a 35 mile drive one way. After about 20 or 25 miles, I drive through a wooded area. Nothing uncommon for me, as where I live in Northeast Ohio, forests are common, and I pretty much lived in the one behind my grandma's house growing up. I work 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., and the drive home sucks. Whether it's being tired, hungry, or the fog almost every night, I go the same way every day and night. I was driving on my way home. I just left the residential area of my workplace, and I was going through the forested area. As I said, there's fog almost every night, so I'm on high alert for deer, raccoons, and such critters. It's just like every other drive home so far. I have a podcast on, focusing on the road, thinking of getting either a sausage McMuffin or McGriddle from McDonald's, and sometimes looking off to the side of the road for any eyes reflecting off my headlights. All of a sudden, I see some reflecting eyes. Out of the woods comes a coyote. In my hometown, coyotes aren't too rare. I've seen them by my high school, but I had never seen one outside of my hometown, so it surprised me. I started slowing down as it crosses the road until it turns to my car and sits in the road. It sat about 10 feet from my car. There had been no cars I had seen since leaving the residential area, so I was going to go around it, but I thought this was too odd of a thing to happen to just drive away from. I expected it to just get up and walk away at any given second. This is where I began to get very scared. I honked my horn, and after about 2 or 3 seconds, it smiles at me. I have my brights on so I can see it perfectly. This coyote had human-shaped teeth. My heart dropped and every hair on my body raised, just as it is now recalling this incident. It lasted about 1 second before sitting up and running into the woods. I sat there in fear for about 5 seconds before shoving my foot on the pedal and driving at getaway speed. I didn't stop and get food because I had and still have no appetite. I thought the rest of the ride home was what I saw. Once doubting I saw it, but like I said, with my brights on and it as close to my car as it was, I saw it clear as day. This coyote had human teeth, and there was no doubt about it. I'm very into the paranormal, and that includes cryptids. Is it possible I ran into a skinwalker or some genetically mutated coyote? I am Native American, if that counts for anything. It's so weird typing this out, but I'd like someone who knew more about these things to help out if they can. I know one thing though, and that's I'm finding a new way to work. Yeah, teeth. So that is the story. That is the experience that this person that is what the person experienced on their way home from work. I saw a lot of people commenting like, "Oh, well, your first problem is you're in Ohio," which I mean, I suppose. But let's not go for like the easy answer here. That is clearly the easy answer. We all know that being in Ohio is immediately just an invitation for weird things to happen to you. But the Florida of the North. That coyote could have had chipped teeth. It could have had chipped teeth. It could have had something in its mouth. It straight up could have had something in its mouth that you could not see originally before it decided to like grin at it. Like it might have just been like panting or something. And then you just saw the thing that was in its mouth. I don't think it was explicitly, yeah, it could have been a trick of the light, especially with the brights on. Could have had grandpa's dentures. It got some dentures from the garbage or something. Yeah, it could have had a bone, exactly. And once again, I want to point out that this is after their work shift. It's at 4 in the morning. So this person is likely very tired. It's foggy. And they seem to already be a little bit like creeped out about like being in the forests. Fog, tiredness, plus hunger. Yep. Exactly. And it's 4 in the freaking morning. So I think that is as simple as that. If we're going to be debunking this, it's that simple. Your coyote probably did not have human teeth. And it was a trick of the light, or your brain simply was playing tricks on you because of your tiredness, because of the fog, because of having your high beams on. Combined with our tendency to see human features and everything. Yeah. Exactly, exactly. So I feel like that was a pretty easy one, a pretty simple one. Animals are freaking weird. I'm looking through the comments here. And this person explains, I Googled this and found that coyote, when they lose the sharpness of their canine teeth, it resembles a human tooth. So much so that one man who couldn't afford real dentures used coyote teeth to make his own. I hope that makes you feel better. Wow, okay. So here's an actual, I guess, scientific reason for why a coyote's teeth would have been filed down or something. Like Mastodon said, probably a used or chipped tooth. Coyote teeth dentures sound rad, yeah. What if the coyote was using human teeth to fix his own teeth because of the similarity? Possibly. Hello, Managhettos. Hello, how you doing? Reading some spooky stories today. Well, spooky stories. They're ghost stories that people have experienced, and we're trying to debunk them. It's first one, easy peasy, no problems there. Coyote dentistry is crazy expensive. Was it even a coyote though? I would assume so. This person said that it wasn't abnormal to see any coyote in their area. So let's see here. Could have been another type of herbivore on 4 legs. I think the scariest thing is the fact that it kind of just like walked over and plopped down in front of the car. Are coyotes smart? Are they known to like try to trick people and stuff? Yeah, they are. Coyotes are pretty smart. I wonder what it was trying to do. Coyotes are a hive mind. They're smarter in packs. So do you think that maybe it was like being bait and maybe there was like a pack of coyotes like waiting in the forest? What if it was genuinely trying to lure him out of the car? Yeah. I think that itself is the scariest aspect of what just happened to them. Dogs are as smart as, which is pretty smart. Yes, yes. Smart as toddlers, yeah. It could have been pretending to be injured in a way. Most coyote don't travel in packs. Oh, okay. Coyotes in packs tend to be bad news. There's also the fact that some just don't know what a car is, so they don't see it as danger. Typically, animals would be like a little bit scared of anything bigger than them that makes loud noise, though? I mean, I assume. If they get out of the car, that's just natural selection when they get eaten. It's an omen to see a standalone animal like a coyote. An omen of what? Is it like... I assume it's a bad omen. It sounds like a bad omen. It could have had rabies. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Death at the end. Oh, that's horrifying. That is horrifying. But I guess rabies would be another explanation as well, because animals that actively do things that go against their typical behavior could be a sign of rabies or some other form of like disease. Rabies is absolutely horrifying, yeah. It is. It's very... Yep, no cure. If most animals are afraid of bigger stuff bigger than them, does that mean that a coyote wouldn't be scared of you? Listen. Listen. A coyote is not bigger than 5'6". All right? I'm 5'6". That's taller than average in Canada. Anyway, no! 5'6". Their tails is seeing normal animals as spirits, and they tower over you. That would be horrifying. That would be scary as hell. Alfie's the same height as Napoleon. I think that's more of a, like, that's more of a dig on Napoleon than it is on me, though. All right. As a fellow 5'6" person based. All right. What do we got here? Cody walking around on two back legs, taller than 5'6", just vibing. Yuck. Yuck. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. She carries herself as she is 6'5". What do you call that? Is that like the small dog syndrome? Is that what that is? When like a person carries themselves as though they were like taller than everyone else? I feel like there's a word for that. Okay. So I feel like our coyote, it's overconfidence. Yeah. I think that's just big dick energy. Yeah, Chihuahua syndrome, yeah. Yeah, being a Chihuahua. Napoleon complex. No, I think isn't a Napoleon complex being like very, what do you call it? Like very very embarrassed or angry about the fact that they're shorter? Yeah, it's a negative term. Like they feel negatively about their height, and they know that they're shorter than everyone else, and that's what causes them to be the way that they are. The Napoleon complex, also known as Napoleon syndrome and short man syndrome, is a purported condition normally attributed to people of short stature with overly aggressive and domineering social behavior. Exactly. So it's not short and overconfident, it's short and angry. Yeah, I feel like there's a very big difference. There's a difference. One of them is good and the other is bad. Okay. Just like Edward Elric, yeah. You grew 2 inches in your 20s. Heck yeah. Nice, nice. We have another story, and this one is a ghost story. Or a ghostly story, I do believe. So. Oh, it's a haunted house story. By the way, I have not read any of these fully before reading them here. I kind of just picked the ones that seemed really interesting. And we are going to be reading it together and hearing it for the first time together. Yeah. So, this next one is called Bought My First House and Found Out It Was Haunted. First of all, can you imagine like buying a house, especially like in an economy like this, and then you find out that there's some really weird, creepy shit happening in it, but you cannot afford to sell the house and buy another one because the economy is so trash. So you're stuck with it. You are stuck with this haunted house. I don't know what I'd do. In 2 states, if a house is haunted, you have to disclose it when selling. Oh my god. I would make the ghost pay rent. Unrealistic. It looks like this is from 2003. So over 20 years ago. So I think that housing prices were a little bit better back then. Not by much, but better. At this point, I'll take any house, even haunted at this point. I'm of the same opinion. No, it's not haunted. I would, if someone were to tell me that the house that they're selling, a murder happened in it, I would probably be like, okay, but did you clean it? Is it refurbished? Is it renovated? Does it still look like a murder house? No? Okay. I don't give a shit. I'll buy it. Because typically, houses where things happened, bad things happen in them, they're going to be sold for cheaper. Yeah, a murder house is cheaper than a normal house. Yeah. The first ever recorded proper ghost story was written by a Roman philosopher who talked about his villa, which supposedly had the apparition of an old man in chains wandering the halls. According to his story, he found a skeleton buried in his yard wearing chains. After that, the ghost was never seen again. That's wild. I would buy a murder house because the bar is now set. I cannot make it any worse. I cannot make any worse for value. Okay, so this person, I don't know if this person's house was a murder house, but they did say that it was haunted. Yeah, we're talking about haunted houses now. I'm reading we're reading a bunch of like paranormal stories. People that had paranormal experiences and they are sharing it with the internet. And that is what we're reading, and we are debunking them. That is the stream for today. That's what we're doing. We're having discussions about paranormal experiences. So, I bought my first house in 2003, and I was over the moon. Shortly after moving in, 2 of my neighbors began joking with me about the ghost in my house. Well, I thought they were joking, so I just played along, pretending I had seen one and it was no big deal. Well, as time went on that summer, I met more and more of my neighbors, and they all brought up the same topic. Finally, an elderly woman on the block who was quite kind and friendly told me story after I'd asked her. I knew she wasn't going to screw with my head, which is why I asked in the first place. Turned out the previous owner purchased the home and never lived there because she said it was haunted. Sounds in the night of footsteps and sobbing, and glimpses of a man sitting in the kitchen covered in blood. One of my neighbors helped with the renovations of the house and said that he was putting up drywall when he felt something lift up his dreadlocks. Though I've had paranormal experiences before, it had been years, and by then, I just chalked it up to night terrors. One day, I went to a small neighborhood video store to rent a movie. I had to fill out a form with my demographic data and then my credit card info. The owner of the store looked at the form and said, "Oh my God, you live in that house." I asked her what she meant, and she explained that her former employee had committed suicide in my house. She came to the house as soon as she'd heard, but the house had been taped off by police as potential crime scene. She told me that he had just moved into the house with his partner, and called his mom because he wanted to invite her over to meet his partner and come out to her. This was in the early 90s when being gay was a big deal. His mother already knew that he was gay because he bought a house with a man and she disowned him right over the phone. This is fucking sad. Holy shit. That same week, he received a letter from an HIV testing center stating he had tested positive. This is when HIV was a death sentence. He then sat in the kitchen table, ate a bowl of cereal, and shot himself in the head with a revolver. Holy cannoli. Yeah, see you later. See you later, chef. Oh my god. Yes, I'm still listening to music. Thank you. Don't do that. Anyway. Since then, she's had multiple paranormal experiences in the store, with videos flying off the shelves and even levitating off of shelves. The most I've experienced is sounds at night. Sounds of Cheerios being poured into a bowl. I don't eat cereals. And the sounds of sobbing in the kitchen. I often awaken to both. I remember my grandmother saying, when the dead come to you, they want something. Perform an act of charity in their name and pray for them. So I did. I sat down at the kitchen table one night and lit a candle and told him that each night I would recite a novena prayer for him before a lit candle. On the 9th night of the first novena to Saint Anthony, patron saint of lost souls, I heard uncontrollable sobbing. I felt a strong presence of grief and despair and the sound of hyperventilated breathing as though someone could not catch their breath. I sat in the presence of this knowing it was not malignant, but rather a connection of intimacy and compassion of which he was in need. For 45 days, I said a novena prayer before a lit candle for his soul and had a mass said in his name. A few times I had awakened to feel his presence standing over my bed, but I knew it was not a malignant presence. This still happens from time to time, but less and less frequently. Who even knows the date of St. Anthony? 100% made up. She became a priest. They became a priest. Yeah, like, so while we are listening to stories that people claim to be true, this does sound, yeah, especially something that happened 20 years ago. Yeah, extremely, very embellished. Remembering every single detail of it. And being very, like, I think the fact that, like, on the 9th night of the first novena to Saint Anthony, the fact that they remembered the day that they read a specific thing. Who had mentioned that Cheerios? Yeah. How would you know it was Cheerios? Just specifically Cheerios. You could probably tell the difference between like cornflakes and like Cocoa Puffs or something, but I don't know. Why mention St. Anthony instead of the day itself? I don't know. I don't know. Sound of Cheerios being poured. I don't eat Cheerios. Yeah. A real ghost from the early 2000s would wander the hall screaming, "It's Britney, bitch." You can tell when it's Rice Krispies, but Cheerios, there are a million knockoff brands of those, yeah. Yeah, so I think this is one of those times where it's very much embellished. It feels like it's too much. It's too specific. It feels like a story rather than an actual experience. So that's yeah, I think I know real murder stories without that much detail, yeah. The benefit of the doubt on the detail of the 9th day is that usually the dead are mourned for 9 days in Catholicism. Ah, we call it Novenario. Okay, so there's... Okay, so they do have, like, the religious aspects of it. There's... It's a lot. It's a lot. And, like, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but, like, I don't think that all your neighbors would start coming up to you and, like, joke with you about how your house is haunted. I don't think that the random video store clerk, upon taking your information, to rent movies or whatever it is, would look at your address and say, oh my god, you live in that house that my coworker died in. That's a lot of coincidences. Yeah, I don't even know my neighbors. Too much happenstance. Exactly. You don't have the addresses of your coworkers memorized. I don't think I even knew where the hell my coworkers lived. Like, honestly. Ma'am, I just want to rent a movie. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I don't freaking know where my coworkers live. I don't really tell them, like, my address. You made me think of the neighbors haunting it as the ghost, like some Scooby-Doo villain. We got a famous murder house where I am, and I don't know its address, just the general location. Exactly. Like, people are gonna know a general, like, very general details, but they're not gonna know the specifics. The closest I went to knowing where a coworker lived is the fact that they lived in the same small town as me, as sometimes they drove me back home. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're not gonna go and be like, ah, yes, I live at number 5 street in this apartment in the town of this, in this county. Like, come on. Let's be real. Let's be real here. If they wanted to write a story, they probably could have, like, put it in a different subreddit. I don't think this would have been the correct one to put in. Alphena officially lives at number 5 street. Yes, in the void, where there are no streets. I know that street and the apartment you dwell very well, for it is the murder house. Guy's neighbor, probably. Yeah. Like, it's a bit specific. All right, what's this one about? Let's see here. Oh, this is a long one. I'm gonna keep this one for last. This is a long one. I'm gonna keep that one for last. So let's see here. What is this next one here? Hey, where am I? Oh, there it is. Okay. Bookmarks. Yes, good. Here's another shorter one here, and this one is involving a child's imaginary friend. I'm gonna say one thing right out the gate before even starting to read this. If a child talks about their imaginary friend, that's... I would believe it. I'm going to believe that the child is seeing something, and the child absolutely 100% believes that they have a friend that they're talking to that no one else sees. I will believe that. But I had an imaginary friend once. I would blame everything on them. Yeah. Killer clown imaginary friend. Wild. All right. I never had an imaginary friend as a kid. I did, however, like to pretend that I had like an actual Pokemon. That doesn't really count, right? Like I think it's more like playing pretend. I'm pretending that I have a Pokemon. Yeah, I wouldn't count that as an imaginary friend. I'm just playing pretend. I wasn't creative enough to have an imaginary friend, yeah. But Alphena prefers animals over people. Did you talk with the Pokemon? Yeah, I used to talk to the Pokemon and I'd like have it follow me and everything. Like, I was in elementary school, I want to say, okay? I just... Yeah, like an imaginary pet, exactly. As a kid, when I was seeing figures in the broad daylight. That sounds genuinely really scary, though. Do voices narrating your life count? I think that's a form of imaginary friend, probably, if you had that as a kid. I had an imaginary friend as a toddler who apparently looked and acted just like my great-grandfather who had passed away a decade before I was born. Yeah, like that's something that is so crazy to me. I wonder if that is just like the parents that are making connections where it's just like coincidental, or if it's a genuine thing where the child's imaginary friend was actually the great-grandfather. I think that's interesting. I think that's an interesting thing to think about. The fun part was watching my stuffed animals get up and leave my room, and I would find them on the other side of the house. No! No, that's scary. Oh, no. I do the life narration thing when I retell the things that are currently happening to me as if in a book. As if it's a book. Like in your head? Maybe the parents talk about the great-grandfather and the kid imagines them giving confirmation bias to the parents. That's my idea. That's my idea of what it might be. But I guess we'll see what it is in this situation here. I had actual shit happen to me. She was wild growing up in this house. I genuinely really want to hear about these stories, Squee. But I do want to say that if people have like weird paranormal stories or ghost stories that they want to share, I will have a proper stream for that. If there's enough interest and people want to share their own experiences, I will have a proper stream for it, and I will make a place where people can submit their stories and we can read them together on stream. Yeah, I would love to hear yours, Mikoto. Absolutely. There's also the fact that kids learn to listen and understand way before they learn how to talk, so they already know about stories of them. That is true. That is true. Absolutely. And like, kids, when they see pictures, like photographs and whatnot, like even as a kid, a child, like just a baby, and they can't really register what they're looking at, it might just be something that like is just engraved in their mind, and as they're growing up, they kind of remember but don't exactly remember what it is that they saw, but they do remember this figure in their head, and they see it as like an imaginary friend now. Sometimes when I was younger, I'd just be walking through my house and suddenly I'd be up in bed in the middle of the night. I swear one time I even heard the dramatic music sting and then just time skipped. Could you have been... Okay, would you have been sleepwalking? That sounds like sleepwalking. I used to see people in my room after waking up at night as a kid, but I assume I was still half asleep or something. Yeah, no, yeah, it sounds like sleepwalking. There are some people who are, like, extremely active, like, sleepwalkers. It's wild. It's really crazy. I swear I was awake. It was daytime. Huh! I've read that babies also can hold on to, like, trauma and stuff, so can confirm. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot, like... We think that babies do not remember a lot of things, and while, yes, that is true, I don't remember jack shit from my baby and toddler days. I don't remember any of it. But there are certain things that like that just stick with you. They just stick around. Doesn't matter how young you are. I think there's a specific reason that you do not remember the trauma of childbirth, though. There has to be a freaking reason that nobody remembers being birthed. Do you remember when you first gained consciousness? No. I think that is the one trauma that nobody remembers. Just collectively. The brain pathways may remain there. Yeah. There's people that remember it. No. What? I wonder if people with photographic memories remember childbirth. That just sounds horrifying. That sounds horrifying. I remember being in the womb. God. You also have heard about people remembering it. Why is it that those people can remember that? Did their brain just not block it out? I feel like you're not supposed to remember that. I just remember the one kid from Promised Neverland who gained consciousness in the womb. No. All right. Let's see what this girl's imaginary friend was like. Okay. Oh my God. Did someone remember when they first came self-conscious? I think I was 6. I don't remember. I think the first time, okay, the one thing that has marked me, that has really like just left a very big impression on me, was the day that I recognized or became conscious of my mortality. That I knew I was going to die at some point. And I was 5 years old. I kid you not. I was 5 years old when that hit me like a truck. That realization hit me like a truck that I was going to die one day. And I remember I was watching TV and someone in the show that I was watching died, and it showed them in their grave and blah, blah, blah. And I guess I just made the connection right then and there. And I was like, oh my God, that's gonna happen to me too. I'm gonna fucking die. And I just burst out crying, and my mom was in the other room and she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What happened? And I was like, I don't want to die. Just crying to my mom that I just didn't want to die. Oh boy. My mom probably didn't know what to say to that. I don't remember what she told me to like try to comfort me. Yeah. Sentience flashback. Nothing like a tiny child suddenly realizing mortality. Yep. It's good that at least you realize that young. Some people don't realize that until their late 20s. Really? Holy frick. Gee whiz. I mean, I guess it gave me more time to process that I was gonna die at some point. I mean, I guess. Oh boy. But yeah, I think that is the one thing that I'm never going to forget. The time that I realized my mortality. Some people live thinking they'll live forever until their body gives them a reminder. Wow. Wow. Holy heck. I wish I had that amount of confidence. I don't plan to die until everyone born before me does. Yeah. All right. My daughter's imaginary friend. In 2013, my wife and I divorced, and we both moved into separate homes. The divorce went well, and we're still good friends to this day, partly because we have a daughter together. We agreed to split custody over our daughter, and I rented an old house in a historic district in the city where we live. It was a very pretty home, built in 1935, but kept up very well. I would have my daughter 2 weeks at a time, and she had a bedroom in the back of the house. She was 3 years old at the time, and I kept noticing her talking to her friend. One day, I found her in a little closet talking to someone, and I remember her saying she was talking to another little girl named Betty. I have no idea where she heard the name Betty, as she was only 3 years old, but I just chalked it all up to a child's vivid imagination. Keep in mind, I'm a single dad to a little girl. I really have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to dressing hair, or just little girl stuff in general. Her mother is good at that stuff, but not me. I put my daughter to bed one night after her bath. I remember brushing her hair that night, but that was all I did. The very next morning, her mom came to pick her up from my house, and my daughter was just waking up. Her mom went back to her bedroom to find my daughter's hair was fixed in 2 perfect French braids. Her mom was real proud of me at first that I had done her hair so cute, but I told her I didn't and couldn't do that. I can't even braid her hair, much less do perfect French braids. We asked our daughter how her hair got fixed, and she told us that Betty had done it during the night. I broke the contract on the rental agreement and moved out within the next month. I kind of like that. I like that. I don't know what to think about that one. Yeah, I'm like, if this was like a genuine thing, I would not be surprised that the daughter did it herself, because you would be surprised how like wildly like dexterous and how easily a child can like learn something, especially something like braiding hair. I am also of the opinion, even if the child is 3 years old, she probably has dolls that she could have practiced on, right? So my thought is that she did the braids herself, and yeah, probably had a big mirror and wanted to make her dad happy. Yeah, because if it had been one braid at the back, that would have been a lot more difficult, but 2 braids on either side of the head is a lot easier to do, because you can actually see what you're doing as opposed to braiding something behind your head. Or maybe the mom did it just to mess with dad. Yeah. That could be another conclusion. Yeah. It wasn't a ghost. It was someone who was living in a hidden room. Oh my God. I do not like the idea of that. A real expensive joke. I mean, what is the, like, the mom's not the one renting the house anymore. Like the mom lives elsewhere. They are separated. Oh boy. I don't think I would have broken the contract on the rental agreement, especially if it was like, if it was just a case of like, oh yeah, my daughter's imaginary friend braided her hair for her. I'd be like, all right, cool. If that's all the ghost can do, fuck, like, why would I move out? I'll let the ghost like brush her hair. Yeah, just make friends with the ghost. What if the mom wanted to buy the house behind his back? Oh, there you go. Maybe you have free hairstyling. Make a ghost barber shop. Exactly. Big bucks. Big money right there. Yeah. Vibing in the ghost house. Put a couple dollars on the counter out for the ghost. Yeah, tip the ghost. Tip the ghost. Ask the daughter to be like, hey, ask your friend Betty what she likes. What kind of, you know, treats does she like? Does she want money? Does she want cookies? We can put out whatever she wants if she keeps braiding your hair. She keeps doing your hair for you. I don't know. I like that conclusion. I think that's very cute. I'm fine. I am fine with this one. I still personally think that the daughter did it. The daughter did her own hair. But that was a fun story. I like this one. So, how old is Betty? Good info to know so you know if you need to smack down some adult ghost creeping. Yeah, I mean, what if it's like an old lady? What if it's like a grandma who just wants like who had a bunch of grandkids and she wants to take care of like, of a child like she took care of her grandkids? That would be so cute. Yeah, ghost granny. I feel like Betty is a very granny name. That's just me though. I feel like Betty is a very old name. Then she can go with her ghost grandkids. No. What if she decided to stick around? Yeah, young kid or a grandma. Exactly. It's weird. There's like no in between. All right. Let's see. Next one. Oh, here's another one about a haunted house. But in this situation, it's this person's grandmother's house that's haunted, and they're not allowed to tell her. I don't know if that's like mean or... Is that mean? Would you consider that mean? Would you... I mean, if the grandma's happy living in the house, I don't know. You never imagine someone named Betty as a middle-aged adult. Yeah. Yeah, I also, yeah. If the grandma's fine living in that house, I think it might be okay. But it just makes me wonder, like, why did the grandma not realize that the house was haunted at this point? Wouldn't say it's mean. I guess it's not exactly lying if the grandma doesn't ask. Yeah, if she's not experiencing anything paranormal, it's not like she would care. Yeah. Very true, very true. Well, let's see what what they have to say here. Let's see what they got to say. My grandma's house has always, for as long as I can remember, been a scary place. My dad and aunt and uncle all grew up in the house and had paranormal experiences occur throughout their lives. One example was when my dad and uncle were teenagers. My uncle was walking down the steps and was swinging a towel. He had just washed his hair out of nowhere, and my dad, who was standing in the living room at the bottom of the stairs, saw the towel straighten out in front of my uncle as if someone pulled it, and my uncle fell forcefully down the stairs. Now, my grandma hates all things paranormal, especially Ouija boards. So it's a big no-no in our family to discuss the paranormal events that occur in her house. 20 years ago or so, my cousins and brothers were playing in the upstairs bedrooms of my grandparents' house. The toys were set up in the room across the hall from them, and they were all in the same bedroom playing a board game. Out of nowhere, a Hot Wheels car, no batteries, no wind-up, just an average Hot Wheels car, slowly exited the room that the toys were in, went across the hall, and into the room where they were all sitting. Needless to say, they were all terrified. Around 8 years ago, my oldest brother moved into the basement of their house. One night when he was home alone, he woke up out of a deep sleep, having felt like he was shaken by someone. He stood up and instantly smelt gas. He went upstairs and outside of the house. Later, he found out there was a carbon monoxide leak, and if he had not woken up, there's a big chance he would have died in his sleep. Months after that, when my grandparents were away for the weekend, the family decided to try the Ghost Radar app in their house. We all sat around the phone, and my uncle asked the normal questions, is anyone here, blah, blah, blah. Then he asked who used to live in the basement. At this point, my brother had moved out. The Ghost Radar replied with my brother's full first name, which no one ever calls him. We were shocked. So my uncle asked, how did you save my brother? It replied with wake. What the fuck? He then asked, what did you save him from? And it said gas. Needless to say, we were shocked. The last thing that I'm going to talk about that happens in the house is my grandparents' friend's obituary, who passed away probably 15 years ago, will show up in their kitchen every month or so. They usually say hello to their friend and put the obituary back in the basement where it is supposed to stay. A little while later, it will show back up in the kitchen. Yeah, it might have been like that. Hot Wheels leading the way. Yes, Ghost Radar app, I think, is a little, like, weird. Anything that has to do with your phone feels immediately like, no, that's just off the table. The ghost detector apps will actually just say random things. Exactly. I wouldn't even be surprised if it repeats certain things that it heard, that it picked up on, because that's what phones do these days, right? They listen. much like how the internet works with like your interests and why certain ads appear to you and everything. It could literally be a situation where the phone, like, yeah, they come up with a library of words it can say, yeah, but it must have picked up on certain words that have been said, or typed out in your history or whatever about a gas leak, or like the full first name, just your first name. Like if the guy was named Zach, but his name is Zachary, it had to have been listed somewhere like in the phone, right? Just record and add some static to it. Yeah. Yeah, see you later, Managhetto. See you later. So, Hot Wheels, the Hot Wheels car rolling out of a room and into another room. It could have been something as simple as, for example, like a stuffed animal, just like, I guess, knocking over, or something getting knocked over and then pushing the Hot Wheels car, and it just like happened to roll into that room. Hot Wheels has some generic paranormal activity stuff, yeah. Good thing he didn't pull from his search history, or there was going to be another death in that family. It was the brother, he gave them the ghost app and he was messing with them. It could have been that too. It could have been that. No, there's like, yeah, I know I had some Hot Wheels when I was a kid that never sat straight and always rolled, probably due to manufacturing imperfections. There's that as well. Like, and also if like the floor is not level or anything like that, there's a bunch of explanations as to why your little rolling toy can start rolling on its own. That's nothing too out of the ordinary. Like imbalance issue, weight issue, etc. As for the carbon monoxide leak, as Macedon put it, like just like shaking yourself awake can happen. The danger sense waking you up. The body usually warns you from weird gases, smoke before your mind notices it. In my own story, I was playing on my PC when I just got the I want to get up feeling. Right after getting up and leaving my room, I noticed a fire happening in another bedroom. That fire completely consumed my house, but no one was hurt because I noticed it. That is wild. That is wild. Carbon monoxide is odorless, though. I mean, even if it's odorless, yeah, it might still give you some sort of like sense, because you do get lightheaded. You do start like feeling certain things. Yeah, you can sense the lack of oxygen. There's lightheadedness that happens. I don't know if nausea is a part of it, but you do not feel good. Let's put it that way. Common pets like cats are sensitive to it. Yeah. Yeah. Your body has carbon sensitivity. That's pretty cool, actually. It's interesting that your body can just recognize that it's like in danger. I like that. But yeah, like, you know, when you have those dreams where you feel like you're falling and it jolts you awake. I don't know what that phenomenon is called. I don't know if there's like an actual word for it. I'm pretty sure that there's a word for it. But that could have easily been what happened. The feeling of being shaken awake could have easily been when, like, it could have easily been a situation where he had a dream and he just, like, kind of, like, felt like he was falling and it just jolted him awake. Humans cannot detect oxygen at all, but it recognizes pH level of the blood due to carbon sensitivity. Huh. We're learning many things today. Hello, Fuku. Hello, welcome in. So that's an interesting one. Not one that is too spooky. I think it's easily debunkable. I would not bother telling my grandma that I think it was haunted, because it's probably not. It's very likely not. There's literally nothing malicious happening there. Absolutely nothing malicious. Thank you so much for the follow, Fuku. Welcome to the void. Let's see here. What else have we got? Come on, give me something that's harder to debunk. Let me see here. Holy Crusade, what are you talking about? I'm not crusading anywhere. I'm reading some stories. Wait, where did my freaking thingies go? Oh, there it is. Okay. The reason you cannot do sudden movements in a dream, why you feel like running inside molasses, is because of a safety feature in your brain. You can sometimes move in a dream and the real world, so forcibly slowing you down prevents you from hurting yourself during sleep. Oh, that makes sense. Why don't dogs have that? There's so many instances where you see like your dog dreaming when he's sleeping, and they will run, actively like run in their sleep. Why don't animals have that? Why do we have that but not animals? Let's see here. Dog sprinting sideways is so funny, right? Dogs sleep only like half their brain at a time to remain alert. Oh! The need to zoom is too powerful. I love that so much. It's so freaking cute. It's why sleep paralysis is important, so you don't hurt yourself. Wait, really? Would you consider that? Wait, why the frick does it... Why does my music get muted? Hello? Weird. Okay. Zoomies, even in sleepies. Yep. What? What are you on about, Fuku? We're talking about ghost stories right now. Do you have any ghost stories, Fuku? Did anything weird or paranormal happen to you? You know? Reminds me of a video of a poor dog that wakes up mid-sprint and bonks it right into a wall. And then looks around so confused. Yeah. You have a story. Oh, weird paranormal things have happened to you too? As much fun as doing all this science with everyone is, I got more science to go do at work tomorrow. Yeah. Have fun with Science Pillar. Good luck and have a great night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Get a good sleep. Let's see here. Okay, here we've got a night shift thing. Night shifts are freaking terrifying, and I never want to have to work a night shift in my life. Especially not alone. I say this every time. You love the night shift stories? I say this every time, but I feel like people should not work a night shift alone. It doesn't matter where you're working. After a certain time, like once it's dark out, you should not be alone. You should always have a coworker. I feel like it's not right to do something. Yeah, always work in pairs no matter the job. Yeah. I'm more scared of some random person than spooky ghosts. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's explicitly for that reason that people should work in pairs, especially at night. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Let's see here. Okay. If I work a night shift alone, what's stopping me from fucking everything up? There's that too. Hello, Larea. Hello, how you doing? So, this one is called This made me stop working the night shift, and it is their experience. I worked as a... Oh, okay, that's something that I do not know. What is a PSW on the night shift at a long-term care home? PSW, what is that? Personal support worker. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, if you're gonna keep on saying some silly things like that, Fuku, just go cool down in a corner for a bit. Stop being silly. All right. So a PSW is a personal service worker, is what it is. It's basically someone who takes care of the elderly or ill people and whatnot. I worked, yeah, a caretaker basically. I worked as a PSW on the night shift as a long-term care at a long-term care home. I had a resident bell ring at 2:59 a.m. I went in and asked her what she needed, and she proceeded to yell that there was a man in her bathroom and I needed to get him out. We had people who would wander into other people's rooms. So I asked her what the man looked like, and she said that he was a black figure that had no face. I calmed her down, and when I told whoever was in the bathroom that they needed to leave her alone. Oh, and then I told whoever was in the bathroom that they needed to leave her alone. I then went back to my charting. Around 3:10, I had another call bell ring, but from the other side of the floor, from where the first bell went off. And I went to this resident's room. This particular resident would ask for pain meds around this time, and I asked if he needed meds. He told me, and I quote, "There's a creepy man in my room with no face. You need to get him out." My blood ran cold, and I had a nurse stay with me on the floor for the rest of my shift. I have more stories if anyone wants to hear them. And the person has not said anything about it since. So the thing about the Alfie reading stories, yeah, it's not the same format. We're not doing the typical like spooky horror story with the atmosphere and the ambience today. I'm just reading people's like ghost experiences, but I do want to bring back the horror story reading, like with all the ambience and like the dimmed lights and everything. I want to bring all that back too at some point. It's in the works. It's in the works. So the thing about the elderly, especially ones that are brought to long-term care homes, for people who are no longer like fully autonomous or like even partially autonomous or independent or whatever, dementia does a lot of shit to you, and it makes you see or believe things that are not actually happening. So the old lady thinking that she saw a dark figure in her bathroom with no face, it could very well be a situation of her dementia, like just messing with her head. It could be psychosis, could be a lot of things. Same thing for the old man. Like, this is a home full of elderly folks, and I feel like an apparition or a dark figure with no face is not exactly an uncommon thing to see. It is a very generic thing, in my opinion. How much fun would it be to be old playing mind games with younger workers? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if the old people in this home decided to play tricks on their caretakers? They all just like got together and they were like, all right, at 3 a.m. I'm gonna push the button. I'm gonna tell them that I saw something, and you 20 minutes later need to do the exact same thing as I did. Doesn't even have to be completely psychological, physiological. It's common for elderly folk to have more floaters and blurs in their vision. Oh yeah, there you go. That as well. Very poor vision as well. Old people would definitely do that. That's fun. I like that. I like that idea. I probably wouldn't be able to think about doing that. I feel like I would feel bad. I think I would feel bad. You would do that? Folks at care homes are bored and like messing with the staff. Oh my god, I freaking heard of this, JVC. That there's always like really ridiculous wild cases of like just STIs being spread through old people homes because freaking old people. Yeah. That is insane. Promise you won't go senile and tell us stories about big bad wolves. I promise. I promise. That is so wild. That is so crazy to me. So yeah, this could very easily be a situation where the elderly folks are messing with this person, or it could be dementia, psychosis, etc., or like what was suggested in the chat, just bad eyesight, floaters in the eyes, etc. Old man Yowie's real in retirement homes. Probably. I would not put it past them. Hello, Shauki. Hello, how you doing? That was a short one. That was a short, fun one. Wait, was this the one? Wait, this made them stop working the night shift? Just back from Zenla's Zone Zero? Heck yeah, I hope you've been enjoying your time. Messing with the person or messing with the person? With the path chat's taken, I can't tell anymore. I feel like I would not have stopped working the night shift over this. I think that I probably would have like just kept working the night shift. I don't think I would have been weirded out by that. In my opinion, that would not have stopped me from still working the night shift. Yeah, screw night shifts suck. They absolutely do. But if I were somebody that was fine working night shifts, and that happened, I feel like it would make, not gonna lie, I feel like it would make my shift less boring. Like for something like that to happen, like that's so entertaining. That's interesting. It gives you something to do. You could put Alfie as your work podcast. Yeah. Do night shifts get paid more? Yeah. Night shifts typically get paid more than day shifts. I don't know any instance where a night shift was paid the same as a day shift. Crack open a cold one with the ghosts. Yeah. They're just vibing. Let's see. Okay, this story is short but true. Okay, yeah, we got another short one. Another short one. I think it's involving a grandparent again. Grandparent, like old people's stories, old people like ghost stories are like, they're very rarely sinister in my opinion. Very rarely are old people ghost stories malicious or sinister, I think. Level 35, you can unlock the Notorious Hunt thing. Yeah, it's always the elderly or children. I feel like, weirdly enough, the children have more malicious stories, like ghosts, than the elderly do. And I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Children are mean. Yeah. All right. They lack empathy. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I don't know. I don't know if I lacked empathy. Because when if I saw somebody drop their ice cream on the floor, I would feel so bad because I would put myself in their shoes just immediately. I'd be like, man, what if my ice cream fell on the floor right now? What if I tripped and fell and then I had no more ice cream? I would cry. I would friggin' cry. Okay. Yeah, so this story is short, but true. When I was about 15, my grandmother died. We were really close, and I took her death pretty hard. Sorry, this next sentence. She died on the toilet, and to make light of the situation, I would joke that she went out like Elvis. Well, a few days after she died, I was on the toilet when the bathroom lights turned off. Not a burned bulb, but something physically flipped the switch. As I sat there, I saw a faint blue light look as though it shot out the window. I was kind of spooked, but welcomed all paranormal activity. When I walked out of the bathroom, my 5-year-old sister looked at me and said, "Grandma was just at the end of the bed. She told me to tell you she said hi, and she's sorry for turning off the lights." I will never forget that moment. It's one of my favorite memories. Oh my god! I love that. I genuinely really love that. Oh my god. I see you, you little shit. Skippity toilet. Grandma had a sense of humor. Grandma had a sense of humor. She probably knew just how silly it was to, like, just pass away while sitting on the bowl. And now she's just playing tricks on whoever goes to the bathroom. Oh boy. Oh boy, Grandma. Grandma, don't scare me while I'm in my most vulnerable, like, in one of my most vulnerable moments. Ghost of the toilet. Man. In that situation, would you use the same toilet they died on, or would you buy a new one? That is a very good question. I don't know. Installing a new toilet is expensive. Okay, if it were not within budget, I most definitely would just, like, wash it and then just be done with it. Toilets are like $100. I think it's the installation process. Swap the seat. That's good enough. Yeah, toilets are cheap, but I think it's the installation. If you're not able to do it yourself, it's like not exactly easy to figure out. It's not hard to install a toilet. I don't know. I saw the way that my landlord did shit. Did it. I saw how my landlord did it. It looked pretty hard to me. All right. Why do they call it a restroom when people are literally fighting for their lives in there? It's a good point. They probably didn't know how or didn't have the tools. Yeah, I don't know. 2 bolts and a water line. Nothing is hard if you actually look up and do the thing. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can do a lot of things on your own nowadays if you just look it up. Actually, I actually had a discussion about that with my coworker, because okay. So you know how we had that whole, like, Microsoft bullshit that happened earlier this week, where a lot of like companies' computers were like they were just down. Yeah, the whole CrowdStrike thing. I was still able to work. No, I was fine. I was totally fine. But some of the computers, it wasn't the entire building. Some computers did get blue screened. Some computers just wouldn't turn on, etc., etc. But then others were just perfectly fine. I had no issues. But the computers there, it didn't turn on, and it just like would like the blue screens would happen, etc., etc. We had to contact our IT department to fix it to come like fix whatever the issue was, or like make it functional again. And let me just say, the IT department, or the people that work IT where I work at, are some of the laziest, I don't give a shit about your problem kind of people. Hello, Apple. Hello, Nader Boss. Hello, welcome in. They just don't care. They don't care. And oh, don't you dare email them directly. If you're always talking to one IT guy and he's always the one that resolves your problems when you send in a ticket, don't you dare email him directly. No, 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 no. Send in that ticket. That is the proper way of calling for support. And then that same person is going to be the one to come handle the problem anyway. Like, it makes me want to just, I'll freaking throttle you. It's so stupid. It's so petty. It's so stupid. And they very clearly just do not feel like working. And I have this conversation where I was like, you know, most of the time, all these little jobs that are these little problems that these IT guys that like work for the company wind up fixing, it's something that you can fix yourself if you just Google it. Like, just Google the problem. Google the problem yourself and fix the problem yourself. It saves them from management. It's so dumb. The thing is, there was another coworker that offered to just like fix the issues because this coworker was able to fix them without worrying about IT and whatnot. But then the IT got mad. The IT department got pissed that this other person who was not part of the IT department was fixing the problems. And they were like, okay, this person is no longer allowed to fix your computer problems. You have to go through us. Okay, but you're not doing the thing. You're not fixing the problem at a reasonable pace. You are lazy. I gotta send in a ticket. I gotta wait for you to respond. How dare you do my job that I wasn't doing? Exactly. All this to say that you can just freaking Google your problems and learn how it works. And even for freaking company IT departments, I feel like company IT departments have it easy, not gonna lie. The ticket is how they get paid, and they need it to report what they do to their boss. I worked IT for a larger company. It is a pain to jump through to be allowed to do anything. Is it a small IT or is it a bigger one? No, the IT department is the company's own IT department. They don't outsource or anything. It's a small one. It's not a big company. It's not a big IT department. It's 3 guys. It's literally just 3 dudes. That's it. So, like, I don't get it. Gonna be real, I don't get it. Are they in building? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, because sometimes they show up in person if we tell them, oh yeah, no, the problem is like physically, you got to do the thing physically, and then randomly they'll show up. And then other times they're just like, yeah, I can do this from like a distance. Lucky we outsourced to people with an oh my gosh. I mean, I don't care as long as they help. I just want them to fix the problem. That's it. That's all I want. And I don't want them to complain if we decide to fix the problem ourselves. That's all. That's it. That's all I want. I do not care who you are. I don't care if you're an official IT guy. I don't care if you're being paid to do the IT stuff. I just want my problem fixed. That's it. That is all I want. Oh, English is not your first language. Yeah, that makes it difficult. Yeah, I can see that. Tech support is rough. It really depends on what the problem is. Because a lot of the issues, a lot of the issues that like we deal with at our company is literally like, oh, the printer doesn't want to pair to my computer, or oh, why am I not allowed to open this Excel file, or oh, I can't log into my user anymore. Why can't I log into my user? I work with a lot of boomers. Why can't they? I don't know. I've never had the problem. I thought you were reading the script for the anime dub Ghost Stories. No. No. No, we are not doing that. We are not doing that. Wasn't the anime dub for Ghost Stories like how did we end up in IT? Should we get canceled so fast? Yeah, no, the Ghost Stories dub is it didn't age well. Let's put it that way. It did not age well at all. We wound up in IT because we were talking about, so here I'm gonna dial it back. I'm gonna go backwards, okay? We got to IT because I was talking about how you can look up any issues now and fix it yourself. And that stemmed from somebody saying that it's very easy to fix a toilet because you can look up the problem and how to fix it. And that stemmed from this story that I just read where a grandmother died on the toilet. And someone in chat asked if your grandma died on the toilet, would you replace the toilet or would you keep using it? So that's that train of thought right there. There you have it. Yep, she died on the throne. She sure did. Just like the king. Just like the king himself. Let's see here. What's the next one? Okay, here's another short one here. Oh, this is a hospital one. You're keeping grandma there? Hell yeah. You got company. Yeah, it's a hospital story. Yeah. This one is a hospital ghost story. I don't know if ghost would be the thing, because it's called, so this one is called Devil in the ICU. So it sounds more like a demonic sort of situation. I don't know. It's called Devil in the ICU. So we'll see where this goes. Yeah, I'm wondering maybe possession. We'll see. All right. My mom used to work the night shift at a hospital before she retired. Years ago, she had a terrifying experience that she recently told me about. During one of her shifts, she had an elderly patient that was in the ICU getting ready to pass. Oftentimes, my mom would sit and visit with their patients during her downtime. The woman is crying, so my mom held her hand and asked what was wrong. While still crying, the woman said he was here for her. She said that he was evil when he was alive, and he's still just as evil now. Confused, my mom asked if the lady was talking about her husband. The woman told my mother her dead husband made her life a living hell, and now on her deathbed had been in her room for days tormenting her. He told her he was here to take her. She said he had been standing in the corner of the room since she was admitted to the ICU. My mother offered to pray with the woman, which she accepted. The woman eventually passed, but I told my mother before she went that she no longer saw her husband and she was able to go in peace. Goodness! Most people I've seen in the ICU weren't even in a state to talk. I think maybe the ICU is not the correct terminology. Maybe they mean what is the word? Palliative care? Like when like the person, like there's nothing more to do other than try to like ease their passing. Is that what it is? Yeah, maybe they meant palliative care. That's probably what they meant, because like you said, intensive care unit, typically people aren't even in any state to, they're like most people in the ICU are not really conscious. A ghost in my hospital room? The worst I got was an annoying alive relative in my room. That's a pretty sad story. There are yeah, some ICUs don't allow visitors. Oh, this isn't even a visitor. This is a nurse who decided to go check up on her during her downtime, which again I think is more thank you Masidan. Which is it still sounds a lot more like a palliative care department. Either way, you hear a lot of stories about like people just like on their deathbeds seeing relatives that had already passed. And that is definitely a trending thing, and I'm wondering if that is like, as the brain is like slowly, I guess, dying, as the brain is slowly dying, maybe as a defense mechanism, it's like it's showing you imagery, either to try to soothe you, or if you're afraid of death, maybe it's showing you things that you don't want to see at all. The hospital is a very spooky place. Yes, it is. Hello, Mapu. Hello, how you doing? I don't know, I'm trying to rationalize it. Either way, that poor woman, I'm glad that she felt at peace when she passed at the end. But wow, can you imagine, like, just you're on your deathbed and you see a person that tormented you your whole life just in the corner of the room before you're passing. I heard that your light flashing before your eyes is your brain trying to find a way to not die. Oh, that is a really, really cool hypothesis. That is a very good way to, like, see that. The brain legitimately doesn't understand non-existence. Brain circuits are hypothesized to go haywire during death, but there's very little research because of the clear ethical issues. Yeah. Deathbed phenomena is the thing people see things. Yeah. Yeah. That might exactly be what this woman is going through, or went through. It's easy to lose your sanity if you're there at night. It's just, hospitals in general are kind of just uncomfortable. Especially if you don't have a room to yourself and you're kind of just in a room with 3 or 4 other people, and the only thing that's like sectioning you off is like a curtain. Now that's scary to me. Like I've had to see grandparents in the hospital very often, and not once have they ever had their own room. I think no, one of my grandparents had her own room one time, at the end of her life, but that was during COVID. My grandmother was given like her very own room because she had COVID and there were complications, and then she had a freaking stroke and all that stuff. There was a lot that went on there, but yeah, she had her own room for that. But all the other times that my grandparents were in the hospital, they were always in a shared room, and it's really uncomfortable. It's extremely uncomfortable. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I feel like I wouldn't trust anybody in that room. That's how I'd feel. Shit was cash until it wasn't. I spent a lot of time in the hospital due to both personal circumstances and my studies in biomedical engineering. And yeah, most hospitals are just uncomfy and everyone is whining the whole time. It wears you down. Yeah. Yeah. I feel bad for like nurses and and like doctors. And there's a very serious lack of like medical professionals in the field right now. So a lot of those people have to like do double shifts and overnight shifts, and they have to sleep there. I'm like, it's bad. It is bad. Let's see here. Couches at my local hospital are not comfy. Yeah, typically yeah, I don't know why. You'd think that they'd try to at least make like waiting rooms and whatnot more comfortable, but yeah. I'd complain if I had severe burns on my face and the hospital is severely understaffed. 100%, absolutely. Absolutely. It's still a very, it's just not a fun environment at all to be in. It's not. And there's just a smell. There's the clinical smell, the sterile smell of a hospital that's, it makes you queasy. It makes you queasy. So, oh, this one's interesting. This one isn't exactly a ghost story. It is a paranormal experience, but it involves a mirror. So that this one seems neat. That's how you know it's a good setting for a horror story. Some of my family members work in hospitals, so I've spent hours upon hours just wandering the entire building, waiting for them to get off work. Holy heck. Yeah, the wait and the possible wait for more bad news, it's not great. It is not a good setting to be in. It's not great. Hospitals suck. That's it. Even the freaking like maternity ward sucks. It really does. The maternity ward itself is really uncomfortable. It's supposed to be like a fun place where like, mama giving birth, baby, newborn, hooray. But no, it's not. I've seen a maternity ward. It's not. It's still creepy. It's still creepy. It's likely that hospitals have a lot of regulations on the materials for their furniture and such, so that's a likely reason they're uncomfy. I wonder if it's also like budget reasons, like monetary reasons. Because I assume that hospitals don't exactly have too much money to spend on, like, couches and the waiting rooms. Left my sister-in-law alone to give birth because there's a complicated birth next door. And by the time the nurses came back, your niece was already born. Yeah, gee whiz. I saw a placenta when I saw my nephew get born. It was disturbing. The fact that I assume it's either your sister or your sister-in-law like gave birth is like, wow. Like, some people would not be comfortable letting people other than their partner and their parents like see them give birth. But I guess some people are a lot more open to it and they're just like, yeah, come on, the whole family, get in here, watch me give birth to my first son. My hospital is well-funded. They recently added a whole new 8-story section. Holy crap, okay. Dang. The couches seem like they were designed to be easily cleaned. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because you never know what's gonna happen, like, on those couches. Like, if someone's sick or whatnot. One for the whole family, yeah! God. Childbirth is gross. H2O delirious in the background, give birth! God. Alright. Watch me give birth, a proof for all audiences. It is the miracle. It is a miracle. It's the miracle of childbirth. It's beautiful. It's really not. It's really not. My coworker was telling me that when she gave birth, she was not able to give birth naturally, so she had to go for a C-section. They don't put you under for a C-section because you need to be conscious and make sure that everything is okay and you're not dying when they're cutting you open, right? She was awake the entire time that they cut her open and took the baby out. And she said it was the weirdest feeling because like you don't see what's happening. You don't see what's happening. Cause they put a curtain up in front of your face while they're out there cutting your like lower belly open to get the baby out. So you're just completely unaware of what's going on and you just feel a pressure on your lower body. And all of a sudden, hey, look, it's your baby. We had to make a hole for it. I imagine that shit would be disturbing. Yeah, right? Freaking traumatizing. Goodness. I watched someone birthing a child. I said, neat, and took a picture. You've seen a couple of C-sections? Man, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to see that. Like I can handle like gore in movies because it's not real and I know it's not real and it's fiction and my brain is able to differentiate that and it's like, yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is not real. I'm able to just brush it aside and that's why it doesn't bother me. But if I were to see a real situation in real life or even just a picture or a video of an actual C-section happening, I can't look at it because it's real. Remember those old Flash games where you would give Elsa I do not remember those. I do not. I remember other Flash games, but I did not even know that was a thing. At one point, seeing Gordon videos just made me queasy, and I don't know why it suddenly started, but it still happens to this day, and that started like 10 years ago. Yeah, I feel like it depends on the person. Again, if it's fiction, I don't care because I know that it's fiction. But when it's a real life situation, I can't do it. I don't want to see that shit because I know there is real pain and real suffering happening in that video or in that picture. And I hate it. Alpha has been spared Gen Z kids Flash games. Yes, I have. Thankfully. All right. Let's see here. On to the next story anyway. Jesus. Oh, I know, Plaster. Holy heck. Elsa was unfortunately a target of a lot of gross things. Very unfortunate. All right, so this story... A long tangent, yeah. This story is called My Reflection Effing Moved. So this happened when I was about 14 years old. My house is not haunted and never was, but I'm sure that in the first years after we moved here, when I was 9 years old, there was a harmless spirit that still lingered around at that time. I was in our second bathroom washing my hands, and after I finished and wiped them with a cloth, I looked in the mirror. I had, like, no expression on my face. I was just looking at myself, but my reflection kind of tilted its head. My head? To the right and gave me a big smile while looking directly into my eyes. I'm completely sure I did not smile or tilt my head, and when I saw that, my expression must have changed to pure horror, but the face in the mirror did not. I ran out of the bathroom, but I noticed that my reflection kind of just stayed there. It did not run away along with me. This never happened before or after, but it still has me thinking why this happened and how is it possible? Weird, like, optical illusion. She was 14. She says she was 14 when this happened. It could be a case of your imagination running wild. I'm wondering if it's a trick of the light thing. Because you remember that, like, back in the day, people used to do, like, the whole Bloody Mary thing in the mirror, right? Where you close the door of your bathroom and you turn off the lights and you stare in the mirror and you, like, I think it's you, like, say Bloody Mary 3 times and you, like, turn around. I don't even know if you have to turn around in a circle in front of the mirror, but supposedly if you, like, say her name 3 times in the dark, she shows up. But that's all, like, that's all another, like illusion thing. Like, your brain playing tricks on you because you're expecting to see something. I've actually never seen the movie Candyman. Bloody Mary was your eyes searching for something that didn't exist and seeing it anyway. Yeah, exactly. The face in the mirror tilts and smiles is in every horror movie trailer ever. Yeah. Could be that she watched it from her periphery and thus the illusion. Maybe. I have always, like, as a kid, I always wanted to check to see if my like, reflection would move independently of me. So there'd be times when I was a kid where I, like, would pretend that I'm not looking at the reflection, and then I would, like, squint and try to see if it were, like, doing something else. I had an imagination when I was a kid, let me tell you. I wondered if my reflection would move independently of me when I was a kid. People on shrooms can see their demon self looking back at them in the mirror a lot. The reflection usually smiles evilly. That's scary. Why would you even do that? You look away for a second and you're like, gotcha. Yeah. Candyman is a really cool horror killer. Candyman apparently is based off of, like, an actual murder, if I'm not mistaken, that happened in a very dangerous apartment building. I think I've never seen the movie, but I heard that a murder and the location of the murder inspired the movie Candyman. Is the remake or sequel to Candyman any good? I would need to see it. I don't know if someone has seen both. I would like to know if there's one that's better than the other. It's based on a Clive Barker story. Is it not based on a real murder? What is the Candyman story inspired by? I see Clive Barker. A true story of Candyman that inspired the horror. Okay, yeah. Candyman may be fictitious, but one real murder did help inspire the classic. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm gonna read through this real quick just to make sure this isn't bullshit. Yes, there it is. Ruthie Mae. It was something that happened in Chicago. ABLA Homes. Made up of the Jane Addams Homes, Robert Brooks Homes, Loomis Courts, and Grace Abbott Homes in Chicago's South Side, where Ruthie Mae McCoy and 17,000 others lived. Tragic murder of Ruthie Mae McCoy, a lonely, mentally ill resident of the ABLA Homes in Chicago's South Side. Apparently, is so happy for the topic. Yeah. So, yeah, so let's see. Okay, yeah. On the night of April 22nd, 1987, a terrified Ruthie called 911 to request help from the police. She told the dispatcher that someone in the apartment next door was trying to come through her bathroom mirror. They throwed the cabinet down, she said, confusing the dispatcher, who thought she must be crazy. What the dispatcher didn't know is that McCoy was right. Narrow passages between apartments allowed maintenance workers easy access, but they also became a popular way for burglars to break in by pushing the bathroom cabinet out of a wall. Although a neighbor reported gunshots coming from McCoy's apartment, police chose not to break down the door due to the risk of being sued by residents had they done so. When a building superintendent finally drilled the lock 2 days later, he discovered McCoy's body face down on the floor and shot 4 times. The movie contains several elements of this sad tale. Candyman's first confirmed victim is Ruthie Jean, a Cabrini Green resident murdered by someone who came through her bathroom mirror. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the opening scene of Candyman is inspired by this actual thing that happened to this very real murder victim. Like Ruthie McCoy, neighbors, including the coincidentally named Anne Mary McCoy, saw Ruthie Jean as crazy. And like Ruthie McCoy, Ruthie Jean called the police only to die alone and without help. What's also known for certain is that McCoy's death was far from unusual in Chicago's public housing. The fact... Yeah, why are even maintenance workers behind my bathroom mirror? There were apparently in these public housings, there were passageways in between apartments for maintenance workers to be able to get through to like do electrical work or plumbing and whatnot. And unfortunately, in the area that she was in, there was a lot of burglaries, a lot of like people who would rob and whatnot, and they would use these passages to break into people's homes. The movie also talks about issues with police and urban legends' impact on a community. Yeah. How are there gunshots and the police just pissed off for a few days? So the thing is, I think once again, it's because of where it is in Chicago. It's like, typical, you know, issue in this specific apartment where a lot of like violence happens and like robberies happen, and I guess they just didn't assume that the gunshots were from like like would cause a death. I don't know. Police will leave areas with gunshots unless there's a specific gunshot call. Yeah. No, it is absolutely wild, Chop Suey. It really is. It's good. Just watch it, woman. I will, absolutely will. It is definitely on my, it's on my list. Originally from Chicago and can speak to it, these projects were massive buildings and in an area where the police traditionally haven't given two craps about. Yep. Yeah. And unfortunately, Ruthie, was a victim of that. It's very sad. It's really, really sad. Mainly because even if they hear gunshots, they can't be sure where they're coming from. And a lot of the time, the shooter flees right after shooting. The surprise movie night will now be Candyman. I would be super down to show Candyman. We can have Candyman as a movie night for Saturday. We haven't picked a freaking movie yet. It could be Candyman. Hello, Sam. I just watched Twisters at the theater. You should check it out. Is that the one about tornadoes? I don't want to watch a movie about tornadoes. No! I don't want to watch a movie about tornadoes. That's scary. I don't like it. No. Can we double feature with Wonka for all the candy adventure? Wait, which one? The one with Timothée Chalamet? Or the really cringy Tim Burton one? I live in a tornado state. They're fun. Candyman followed by Wonka. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Chop Suey. Thank you, thank you. Or maybe Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Wait, is that out? Or are you saying like one movie is Deadpool and the other movie is a Wolverine movie? Really? I didn't know it was out yet. I thought it was coming out later this year. You're rooting for OG Wonka movie? I like the OG one. It was good. Came out today. Oh. I guess today is like the people who watch like what do you call it? Like there's some people that get these tickets and they get to see it like a night before actual release night. There's a word for that. But anyway, yeah, I guess the release date is like tomorrow, like officially. Yeah, the early people. Matinee? Is that the proper word for it? Yeah, there's like early bird Yeah. I don't know if that's the exact word for it, but like there are early bird tickets. I love the scene where Deadpool turned himself into a pickle. I'm pretty, I don't know. I think that's the wrong, that might be the wrong character. Wrong series entirely. Matinees, afternoon movie times. Ah, okay. Together in one. Yeah. I saw the trailers. I saw trailers for it. I'm curious about it. I kind of hold a lot of reservations for movies, like, for Marvel movies now. But, I'm down to give it a try. Absolutely. And I think, what did he say? Didn't, the actor for, Wolverine say that it was gonna be, like, his last time playing as Wolverine? Wasn't like the previous movie supposed to be his last one, but then like what's his face said like, hey, wanna be in a Deadpool Wolverine movie? And he was like, yeah, right. Hugh Jackman. I feel like a lot of the original like Marvel superhero actors are just like they're just done. They're kind of just like, yeah, I'm good, actually. I'm tired of this. He wanted that fuck you MCU money, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Yeah, they got their bag, yeah. It bothers me because I love that movie. Yeah. Man. Have you watched the Marvels recently? Is that the show? I have not watched any Marvel series. I think the only Marvel series I watched was the Loki one. And even then, I think it was only the first season. I didn't watch anything else. I've not kept up to date on a lot of things. Hugh Jackman has always wanted to do musicals in theater. He was glad people loved his Wolverine, but went back to theater after retiring the character. Yeah. What, let me, like, what, wasn't he in freaking, Les Mis, the Les Miserables movie? Why am I saying that in like an English accent? Les Miserables. It's a French word. Alpha, you speak French. Say it in the French way. He was in the movie, right? Wolverine, the musical. Yeah, he starred. Okay. The miserable ones, yeah. Ah, okay. The Greatest Showman? I don't think I saw that. I have never seen a musical in real life, and I would love to see that. I would love to see a musical, like, in real life. Like, in a theater. I have never had the chance to do that, and I would absolutely love to see a Broadway musical or something. I think it would be a lot of fun. I have never had the chance to, and I would love that. So much. The musical numbers were great, but the movie itself, not so much. Gotcha. Sightless actually introduced me to a musical. I don't think it's a Broadway musical specifically, but it was a musical, and I very much enjoyed it. It was hilarious. Frick. Oh, what was the name of it? Freaking Nerdy Prudes Must Die. The Nerdy Prudes Must Die musical. It was freaking funny. It was so funny. It's so good. It is so freaking good. Community theater musicals are fun too. Oh my gosh. You know what? You know, I instead of Candyman, I kind of want to show you guys that movie instead. It's not a movie. It's not a movie, but they have filmed the theater play, the theater musical in such a way that it looks like It can be consumed as a movie. Why not both? I guess we can see how much time we have. We can see how people are feeling. But if people are like really feeling up for like a horror movie, yeah, it's like a live recording, but it's so well filmed. There's so many good camera shots that like it kind of, it's just well done. It's just very well done, and it works in a recorded setting. Sorry, excuse me. Save Candyman for a Halloween viewing, maybe? Yeah. We can save some horror movies for a Halloween viewing. Cinematic live recording. Yeah. There you go. Is it the classic Candyman movies? I haven't decided yet. We have not decided yet. I haven't made a poll or anything. It might either be like the original one, or it could be like the new one that came out. No, there is a new Candyman movie. That was made by what's their name? Candyman. There's one that came out in friggin' 2001. Oh, it's a sequel. Yeah, there's one that came out in 2001. Hello, Tom. Hello, how you doing? There was a, oh my god, okay. There was a 1992 Candyman. There was a 1995 Candyman. There was a 1999 Candyman. And there's a 2021 Candyman. Oh! Candyman OG is the only one. Oh, okay, I see. 1995 and 1999 did not exist. Got it. Understand. 2021 was kind of decent. I'm gonna have to give them a try. But yeah, I think I figured out what I want to show you guys on Saturday. It's gonna be, it's very fun. I'm gonna have to find where I watched it last, and we can watch that on Saturday. It's gonna be a nice change of pace. It's gonna be nice. Very excited. I have watched The Descent. I really like The Descent. It was fun. So, we kind of went on like a massive tangent, but I have one final story that I want to read for you guys. One final experience, paranormal experience. Do you know the original ending? No, I don't think I do. I do not think what is the original ending? I think I only ever saw the theatrical one. Or cinematic one? I can't remember what it's called. The one that they showed, the one that they officially released. Try to watch it with the original ending. It's very bleak. Oh. Is it like The Mist bleak? Is it that kind of feeling that you get from it? Because goddamn, the Mist movie was, it was something. Gee whiz. Oh boy, anyway. Kind of? Oh heck yeah. Alright. I'm ready for pain. So. One final paranormal experience that I'm going to read to you guys. This one is, more on the longer side, and it looks like it's very well written and in kind of like a story format. Yeah, this looks like it's very well written. Okay, so this is this story is called The White Witch. Man, I don't know if I should be changing the song. Wait, hang on. I'm gonna find a better song for this final one, okay? Hang on. Omega 880, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow, and welcome to the void. I'm gonna try to look for let's see here. I have some chill music here. I got Did I make myself a horror playlist? I don't think I did. Ah, spooky music. I actually don't know if this was actually spooky or if it was... Ow. Thank you for the hydrate, GVC. Thank you. Why she gotta be white? All right. Let's see here. Is this... No. Oh, I like this one. It's creepy. Wait, hang on. Nope. Where was the one that I used? Was it this one? Nope. There was one track that I used during my horror story reading streams that I loved. Nope. It might just be one of those tracks that were finally, like, just removed from YouTube. That would be really sad. Okay, but you know what? This works. Minecraft cave sounds. This one works. There you go. Cave noises. How's that? How's that? Got a bit of wind here. Ever played Corpse Party? The opening horror track is great. Yeah, I have played Corpse Party actually. I started playing the more recent one on stream, I think a couple years ago, and then I was like, this is really uncomfortable to stream actually. So I stopped streaming it because of the content, and because I'm fine with it. I'm A-okay with like really gross gore and very shitty situations happening in games. But streaming it to an audience where you do not know how the audience is going to react, I'm just like, oh, I feel bad. What if some people are extremely uncomfortable with me streaming this right now? So I'm always really nervous about playing certain games. Oh, thank you, Blaster King. Thank you. Okay. Let's get to this story. Oh wait, I think I gotta hydrate as well. Everyone, please take a sip. Please take a sippy. Gore games are okay as long as they look yummy. Okay. In the early 80s, I lived in Okinawa, Japan. My dad thought that seeing the world would be an adventure that would help my brother and I become better men, and I have to say I think he was right. Being in the military showed me cultures many would never get to experience, and I'm thankful for every experience that life gave to me, even the scary ones. While we lived in Japan, my father wanted us to have a fully immersive experience, so he chose to move us into a small Japanese neighborhood off base. We lived in a little house at the top of an enormous hill in a cul-de-sac that overlooked, I kid you not, part of a huge zoo, and on one side a fairly large cemetery. Our particular house was set far above the monkey habitats, about a mile downhill. Between us and those habitats was nothing but thick Indiana Jones-style jungle. Jungle the neighborhood kids and I would tromp through endlessly, ignoring the local warnings about poisonous snakes and ancient untripped mines from World War II. We were the only American family living in that cul-de-sac, completely surrounded by Japanese families, and it was amazing. The kids loved us, and although we couldn't communicate through language very well, we understood each other perfectly. Well, most of the time. Opposite us was an older couple with a lush garden surrounding their property. The older woman wanted us to call her Mama-san, and she had us helping her garden whenever she could coax us over with green tea and chocolate banana cookies. We loved her. She was so welcoming and generous, as was everyone else, actually. We lived in a wonderful neighborhood. The only drawback to Mama-san's home, however, was that she directly overlooked the cemetery. And that cemetery was unlike any cemetery I had ever seen before. Because Okinawa is an island, burials don't happen very often. Instead, above-ground crypts are built, many of them built into the sides of hills that make up the island. The crypts are large, made of huge arcs of polished stone set over large square of that stone, which has a square insert cut into the middle of it for the coffin to be placed inside. Once inside, the square is inset with another piece of polished stone, leaving a kind of shelf on the outside so offerings could be made to lost loved ones. Yen, food, flowers, incense are some of the offerings given. Below Mama-san's house was a valley that swooped back up into another hill opposite her home. That valley and both hills were covered with these crypts, and spiderwebbing up and down through the crypts were various stone step pathways that were old and badly maintained. It was quite a sight. One evening, Mama-san asked me to come visit with her alone. She had something to show me, but it was only for me, as the older brother. Intrigued and a bit proud, I agreed. She took me to the back of her garden and sat me on a thick wooden bench that was carved with scenes of a fisherman and men with swords, and she told me that she had a story to tell. Mama-san then disappeared for a few minutes and soon returned with a tray that held hot green tea and sweet rice cakes. Sitting next to me, she smiled and commented on the colors of the evening sky as the sun began to lower. Mama-san said she had seen me, my brother and some other kids daring each other to follow a stairway down into the cemetery. You have to understand, the path from our little home area down to the cemetery consisted of hundreds of steps, many broken or cracking, in and out of bushes and at a steep incline. It would be dangerous for anyone, but the real test was seeing how long we could take walking through the crypts at night. Mama-san wanted to explain why that was a bad idea. Many years ago, during the war, Americans were thought to be devils. Monsters that would murder innocent citizens for no reason other than to kill. The fear that the product of wartime propaganda used to encourage young men to military service and farmers to fight alongside them. But many didn't. Many ran, and with nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Hundreds of Japanese citizens hurled themselves off a cliffside rather than face torture at the hands of their perceived enemy. I was terrified at hearing this. I had no idea that this had happened. I was mortified and hit with such sadness that I started to cry. The sun was setting and the sky went from pink and blue to a deep orange and red. Mama-san reached out and held my hand, telling me not to worry. This was in the past, and the past is something we must always remember, so we never go back. She went on with her story. One young woman had followed through with the sacrifice with her 2 children. But she survived the fall. She was in a coma for months. When she did regain consciousness, she was horrified to realize she was not with her children. They had been buried somewhere in that cemetery below, in an unmarked crypt that held many others. The woman would spend days and nights searching the cemetery, crying in pain, the torment of her loss unbearable, until the day she threw herself into the ocean to hopefully be reunited with her lost family. But they say she never found her children. Her act of suicide doomed her to purgatory. She would remain tortured for eternity. The sun had disappeared. The cemetery drowned in inky blackness. The main path dotted with dim broken lights, feebly illuminating small areas. Mama-san continued. She still wanders the cemetery, she said, looking for her kids. You can hear her crying. And then she pointed down. I didn't want to, but I did. I looked. In the back of the cemetery, in the darkness, there was a white figure. At first, a bright white shimmer, moving slowly, kind of shaking. It moved from side to side, like it was moving among the crypts, and you could actually hear the crying. Softly at first, but then low moans and whimpers of pain as it got closer. I was terrified. I wanted to run, but Mama-san held my hand and whispered that she wouldn't come up here. We were too far. But that is why we shouldn't go down there after dark. She said many don't know her story and call her the White Witch, which angers her. It's best to stay away. It's best to pray for her. Mama-san said she comes out to see her often, hoping one day she will find her salvation. Needless to say, I never went down to that cemetery. Not once. And I never went back there with Mama-san again either. That was enough for me. I did, however, visit Suicide Hill. It's called Peace Prayer Park now out of respect. I cried the whole time we were there. I prayed for all the souls and for forgiveness. So many Japanese citizens spoke to us, welcoming us, telling us stories, sharing with us. I didn't feel worthy, and my love for the country and its people was overwhelming. I'll never forget my time there. I'd like to go back to see if she's still there, wandering the graves, looking for her children. That's actually really cool. Well, cool in the sense that, like, it sounds almost like a folk story, like a folklore. It's very, very well written. Holy heck. World War II ghost stories really get the sadness going. Yeah. Holy cannoli. So, I know that we were meant to be debunking stories, but this one... I don't know if I want to try to debunk this one. Because I like it. I like the story as it is, as a story. It is written in a board where it is meant for real paranormal experiences. Yeah, it's really good. It's a very good ghost story. Very good storytelling. Yes, exactly. I liked this one. It makes me want to go back and read more horror stories with you guys. Can I just say that whoever invented rice cakes is Satan for real? Are you talking about like the dry ones? The like dry, crispy, like rice cakes? Yeah, I miss the horror stories with like the ambient, like dimmed lights and everything. That was fun. That was so much fun. Let me see. Okay, so wait. So the way that I had the lights dimmed on my model, it was using certain settings in VTube Studio. The dry ones are the worst tasting things ever. Yes, I hate dry rice cakes. Those are absolutely foul. I 100% agree with you on that. Maybe for another day, more stories. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to do more stories for another stream, but like actual like fictional stories, like what I used to do. Because I miss doing that. I genuinely really miss doing that. Where is the thing? Where is the freaking... Oops, sorry, I'm shrinking myself. Because I'm trying to find... Oh, I think it's here. Yeah. Okay. I think it's here. Okay, wait, hang on. So... Just gonna mess around with this a little bit. Excuse me. Oh, you guys can't see this happening in real time. That's interesting. Oh, it's because I think I had it set... Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is how... This is how I used to do my, my stuff here. I think I had it like this dark, about this dark, maybe a little bit darker. And I would have it... Let me see. I would have it exclude my eyes. I would have it exclude my eyes so that my eyes were still lit up. And some of the stars in my hat were still lit up. That's something that I'm gonna have to go change in certain settings. Let me see here. I think this is also how some folks do the whole, like, mesh editing. So that, because you know how some VTubers have, like, a toggle where it's like, oh yeah, goth model and whatnot. Yeah, the Voidling's eyes glow. They do. It's so cool. So, let me see. Okay, model settings. There's a way to mess around. Yeah, customize model. And now I can mess around with art meshes. Customize. Multiply screen color for art meshes. Scene lighting. I think this is how people do it. Oh. I guess I can't do that while I'm frozen. Sorry. There we go. Okay, I fixed it. It needed to load up. It needed to load up. We're good. We're good. We're fine. We're good. Let me see. We're just, like, live editing some things here. Oh, wow. You see? Oh, do you guys see this? This is me hovering over the different parts that I want to try to edit. So let's say if I want to try to edit this mesh right here, I can click on it. So I'm clicking on it. And it's front... Okay, it's telling me that it's front one. So I need to go find front one right here. And now I can change it. Let's see. I can make my hair black! Have you ever wondered what Alfie looks like with a single hair color as opposed to two-tone? The black highlight goes hard. Not a phase, Mom! Okay, what is this? I'm gonna copy the color code here. I'm going to apply it to the rest of my white hair. Hang on. Okay, what about... I'm gonna take my hat off. Hang on here. Remove hat, please! Okay, I can't do that when I'm like this. Okay. So this one, that's front 4. We're gonna turn that into the same color. Okay. Front 5 is gonna be the same color right here. Okay. Yeah, we're dyeing my hair today. We're dyeing my hair. Okay, we're gonna do this one now. I decided I wanted black hair. So that's what we're gonna do. If only it was this easy. Fuck that. I don't want my spooky music anymore. Spooky's over. I'm done with spooky. There we go. How much should we charge for this, chat? Yeah. You want to see black hair Alfie? It's coming. Hang on. This one. Okay. This one. This is so weird. This is so weird. Hang on. Let me just remove the cat toggle here. Can I do that right now? Okay, I can't change the toggles while I'm in this screen. That's fine. I gotta hover over the correct one. This one right here. Okay. That one is... Was it this? No, that's that one. Right strand. Okay, sure. I want that one too, but where... Can I please get this one? There it is. This is really interesting, actually, because you guys can see how I did all the layering. Like, each of these individual clumps of hair are all on separate layers. Is that one? Yeah, that's that one. Okay. You just don't get it like I do, Mom. Okay, now I gotta get the back. It's gonna be a bit harder to do because it's under my hat. If your hair's dyed black, yeah, your mom. That's what I'm gathering here. Okay. Nope, not that one. No. Yeah, we're messing around with the meshes. Oh, God. Oh, God. Can I... Where... Did I... Nope, it's not that. Hey, there it is. Okay. Now there's like these little parts in the back here that I gotta get. But you can kind of see what it would look like if I had like the whole like black hair going on. Nope. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And there's one last strand right here. No. There it is. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I think I got all of it. I think I got it all. Holy crap. Hell yeah. So if you wanted to know what I look like with dark hair, here it is. Maybe I'll try to like, so like this can actually be done as a toggle. If I set it correctly, I can probably make it a toggle because I can, I'm literally just editing the mesh and I can turn it on and off. Want me to remove the darkness filter? Sure, I can do that. Okay. Wait. Oh no, I canceled it. God damn it. That's fine. Let's take the hat off. No, it's okay. It's okay. I wanted to take a few things off anyway. There we go. I'm gonna take off the filter here. A glow-in-the-dark toggle would be cool too. Yeah. I'm gonna mess around with a bunch of like color toggles and stuff. I love having redeems where you guys can just mess with like the model. I'm glowing. All right, customize. Yeah, have a good sleep. I saw the goth Alfie. I can sleep now. Sleep well, Mr. Shroud. Sleep well. Okay, I'm sorry. It's I am frozen momentarily while it tries to grab all my meshes. There it is. Okay. Maybe it's the light shining from the big forehead. Maybe. Let's see here. Give me this one. I want it to be a little bit darker, but I don't want to go too dark. Otherwise, you can't see the shading on it. I think that's good. I think that's a good one. You are all forehead like Quentin Tarantino. Thank you. I know I'm powerful. That's not what I... What? Is that not the color? That's not right. Paste last multiply. There we go. Okay, cool. I can just literally do this. Nice. Maybe the filter's a little less saturated. Should be a little less saturated. Maybe. Because it is a multiply layer is how it works. So that you can still see the detail underneath. Yeah, let me see if I can okay. That's too gray. Yeah, the details barely show if I go too dark. That's the issue. I have to try to find, like, a good middle, you know? Oh, what? I can make my hair trans... Oh, no! Is that how Baldfena... Is that how people get their, like, their models to be bald? Oh, my God. Oh, my God! They changed the transparency! That's what it is! I always wondered, how is it that they get their model to go bald? And they literally just do this, but they change the transparency. Holy heck. Bald toggle when? I don't know. I feel like it's too cursed. I don't want to do it. New toggle. Years and the secret of bald has been revealed. You showed ear, Halud. This one. Okay. Wait, yeah, but what about... Okay, wait. This one. There we go. We love Bald Void Witch, and the cursed toggle would be receding hairline Alfie. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be bald. I love my hair. This one? Yeah. Okay. There we go. That side is done. Now we gotta do this side. Bald opens the possibility of unlimited wigs. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But I don't like wigs. Have you ever worn a wig? It's so uncomfortable. Oh man, you can't do the toggles while I'm in this mode because it adds things on top of the meshes. Yeah, no, wigs are extremely uncomfortable. They really are. They get very itchy. It's extremely hot underneath the wig. Does anyone remember the Brendan Fraser mummy with the bug that went under your skin? I remember that. I do. I absolutely do. Oh, I can't use this multiply color because it's not... Oh, shit. Because it's a multiply, I'm gonna need to make it a different... Ah, frick. Now that's gonna be hard. Yeah, I've got multicolor hair, so I can't exactly give it the same... I guess I can make it a darker shade. Okay, what about this one? Got a tiny little piece right here. Okay, this kind of looks good because they're kind of in the same tones. About this one. Nope, this one. Paste. What about this one? Yeah. This is really weird. This is so weird. There you go. That does it. It doesn't look like Alfie anymore. Yeah. Gotta have the tired office worker face to fit the goth style, even though no toggle at the moment. Yeah. Set a static multiply. Okay, if I do okay. Oh. Oh! Oh my god, it doesn't look like me. Oh, this is weird. Oh my god! Who's this new VTuber we rated? I'm completely different. I don't know who this is. Yeah. Does the hat make it better? I still look different with the hat on. Tired office worker? Okay, yeah, we can do the tired office worker bit. Let me see. I gotta freaking lower the volume of the music. It's taking me out of it. Okay. Timer. No, that's not the right button. This is the correct button. There you go, I guess. This imposter stole Alfie's hat. Oh, sorry. No, I'm not Alfie. Give me a sec here. What the fuck? My hair! Okay. Alright, we're back. Anyway. Yep, so I'm taking over for a little bit while Alfie is I don't know, off doing other things, I guess. I don't know. Alfie's emo cousin, Alice. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly right. Let's see, Triton, get out of here. I'd rather have the cat, the plush. The plush it fits my aesthetic better, in my opinion, you know? Just having a cat plush, like, look at it, it's really cute. I just feel like this is a better aesthetic than having the actual cat. Yeah. This is definitely a vibe. I don't know what I think. I'll be real. I don't know what I think about this look. What do you guys think? Should I make this a toggle? Should I complete it? Should I like change a few more things so that it's like more goth? Because right now, oh, once again, my stockings are missing and I don't know why. Doesn't have your hands free. Blink 182 variant, yeah. A goth toggle would be fun. All right, yeah, we can go ahead and do a goth toggle. I think I can give myself like eyeshadow too. You look like you received 10 p.m. emails about tomorrow morning's meeting. Yeah. Why do we even have to have meetings that early? Nobody wants to be there. Not even the person who organized it. Right? I think we can all agree. What else does... Hang on. I think that VTube Studio also has like these new cool like effects. Yeah, they got visual effects now. Let me see here. I saw like a lens distortion effect. Let's turn that on. Why is that not working? Oh, that's because I gotta activate it. Oh, there we go. Okay, check this out. Watch this, okay? We're gonna... Oh my god! Alright, hang on. Hang on. We're gonna fuck with this a little bit. Lens distortion. Let's go. Well, hey guys. Oh my god! What the hell? I don't understand how this fucking works. Void accurate Alphena, yeah. Oh, okay, I can like mess with the strength of it. Okay. Zoom, this is the squish. Oh goodness. wait. Okay, wait, hang on. Wide! Big brain! Alright, give me a sec here. What else can I do? I want to turn off the lens distortion. Hang on. Let's turn that off. What else can we do here? We can have... Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah! Oh, yes! Okay, wait. Check this out. Wow! Yeah! Look at that. This is so cool. Oh my god! This is so cool! Look at this! Oh, now I'm like blurry. This is so neat. Oh, that's fun. Okay, wait. What else can I do with this? VHS old. Oh my goodness. I can't see. You guys can't see this. I see. Because certain effects, you cannot look at the background. Because it affects the whole background. I see. What about this? Oh shit, it's raining. I can put it in the back. I can put it in the front. I can also put snow. We'll have the void open again. I love this little snow effect. That's cool. Bloom and light effects. Whoa! That's so cool. Wait. Boom intensity. What causes it to shine? Sometimes it shines and sometimes it doesn't. That's so wild. Light streak threshold. Light streak intensity. How intense can we get it? Oh, there it is. I can make it vertical too. I can change the bloom quality. I can make it vertical. That's so freaking cool! That's so freaking neat! What is background shift? Oh, I guess I'd have to have a background in VTube Studio itself. Okay. A vignette? Oh. Oh, I could probably use this for my horror story reading. Oh, that's neat. Custom particle effects. What? feminist shoujo manga, yeah. Let's change the size here. This is huge. Can we make it bigger? Can we make it smaller? How big can I make it? A lot of particles. Many particle. That's so cute. Okay, so that's the particle effect. You got chromatic aberration too. Let's see how that goes. Oh boy, Triton is like warping out. Okay, we're not gonna blur the edges here. Why? Oh, that's so weird. Why is it only... It's not quite chromatic aberration. It only seems to happen on the edges. You don't see it on the rest of the, You don't see it on the entire model. It's only on the edges of the model. Old film effect. I can change the contrast, film burn, film dirt size. Whoa, whoa. That's actually terrifying. Deep fried. That's actually horrifying. Oh my god. Fake low FPS. Oh, hey, you guys want to have the crunchitizing effect without the actual crunch? Screen tearing. There's screen tearing. We can emulate Still Wakes the Deep, yeah. Holy shit. Oh my god. I love it. Hell yeah. So that's fake encoding errors. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Entropy. Noise contrast. Velocity scale. Diffusion. Oh, that's so weird! Line scanner. Oh! Ah! Wait, what? Wait. I'm trying to... Hang on, how big can I make my forehead? Oh my goodness. Wait. Oh, wait, no, hang on. What am I trying to do? Oh, I want to try to make a squished face. Give me a sec. I got this. What the frick, man? Oh, this is so weird. this. I love this so much. This is fantastic. These are so cool. I could have like analog glitch. Wait, oh, that's the particle shower. What's an analog glitch? Scanline jitters, vertical jump. Ooh. Slight horizontal shake, color drift. Wow. Have a good night, Possum. Sleep well. Yeah, this is analog horror. I wonder if there's a lower bitrate of it. You can mix and match. You can mix and match some of the things. You can combine. You can combine the different ones. Okay, there's a digital glitch as well. Wow! Wow! Oh God! Oh my God! A way to weasel out of streaming? Yeah. Yeah, just pretend that you're having like technical issues. Cinematic letterbox. The end. Wah! It's a blink, yeah. That's all for today, folks. I love this. What the frick? Foggy window. Let me in, guys. Please, it's raining outside. What else have we got here? Speed line effect. What? Whoa! Wait, where is it? Hang on, hang on. When you get insulted in anime. Pixel effect. Ooh! Oh, that's so cool! Game Boy, yeah! I can make it more or less pixelated if I want to. This is so neat! I love this! So that was the pixel effect. We already did the lens distortion. What's wave distortion? Wow! That's so cool! It's like I'm in the water. I got a blur. Blur visibility, blur strength. Oh! I can make myself blur. Oh! Oh, it's like censoring. I'm censoring myself. Look at that. What if you play the original Doom? You have the pixel effect on. Yeah. Me when 18 plus anime. Yeah. Defense against Twitch TOS, yes. You haven't used a sensor sound recently. I know, because I can't time it, you know? It's hard to time it. There we go. This looks a little bit better. There's like a motion blur as well. What? No, I hate that. I hate that, actually. I always turn off motion blur. Always. Fucking hate motion blur. Try the TV static grain. Oh! Luminosity. Is that... I want it colored. Yeah, colored TV static. Look at that. I know, right, Plaster King? Motion blur is the absolute worst. Edge detection outline? What does that do? Oh! Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's so weird, actually. It's like I'm posterized. That's really neat. It's very sharp Alfie. Oh, there is straight up a posterize effect. Which I guess doesn't exactly work because, like, I have a lot of dark colors. Where's the effect that... Wasn't there an effect that VTube Studio had? And they removed it at some point because it messed with the stuff. Hang on. Particle shower. Foreground shift. Yeah, I think they straight up just turned it off. I think you just can't access that anymore. Because there was an effect at some point that would explode the model. So all the layers would be like exploded, and I thought that was really neat, but I guess you can't do that anymore. Because it unfortunately caused some problems. Thomas, I don't think I've watched it. Explode Alphena. All right, I think that's enough shenanigans for today. That's enough of that for today. Gotta put my glasses back on. I'm gonna have to turn my freaking... Oh, man. Give me my hair back. I want my normal hair back. I'll turn this into a toggle. I'll turn this into a toggle for you guys. But right now... yes, I'm still listening to music, YouTube. Thank you very much. We end on emo Alfie? Okay, fine. Fine. We'll end on emo Alfie. I'll turn this into a toggle. I'll play around with the colors a little bit more. See how much more like distinct from my like OG colors I can make it. Fine. I got like the rings and everything too already, so hell yeah. Maybe should I change my shoes? I don't think I should change my shoes. I think I'll keep my shoes as is. Yeah. It was a little bit different. It was a little bit different. But I had fun. I liked that. I would love to hear you guys' experience though, and this has furthermore reinforced my want to bring back horror story reading streams. So I'll plan that. I'm gonna plan that. I'll plan that for the future. Now that I have a little bit more time on my hands because I'm not like doing debut prep. I was doing debut prep for like a year. The moon clip should also be darkened. I'll see how I can make it... darker without it losing its shine. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, nighttime horror story reading. Yeah, we're absolutely going to be doing that. I'll tell you the six-word story of Ernest Hemingway one day. Hell yeah, something to sleep to. Yes, it's something that I used to do like a couple years back. I think it was every Wednesday or every Thursday, once a week, I had horror story reading night. I'll have to think about it again. We'll figure it out. It was Wednesdays, yeah. Just 1-6. The 6-word story of Ernest Hemingway. Okay. It's all good. All right. Let's see. Who can we raid today? Let me see here. Alfie has now started the 11:59 p.m. club as opposed to the midnight club, which is copyrighted. Yeah. Oh, no. Wait. Can't we call it like... We should call it the witching hour club. That's what we can call it. We'll call it the witching hour club. That's what we're going to call it. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Biggie, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the void. Twitch.tv. Who is live right now? Who can we go say hello to? Let me see. Who haven't we... Yeah, the witching hour club. Yeah. Slightly after bedtime club. Just slightly. Depends on when you usually go to bed. We have... Let's see. Why are there always so many friends? There's so many friends that are playing all the ways at the same time, all the time at the same time. Who have we not raided before? Here, we haven't raided Boo yet. We've never raided Boo. I have never raided Boo. Boo the Rat, who is currently playing Zenless Zone Zero. I hear you guys like your gachas. So we're gonna raid Boo the Rat. Her model art is so freaking cute. She's also a witch, by the way. So witch solidarity right there, all right? You hate gacha, actually? Well, I apologize. Yeah, she's a witch. She's very cute. She's very adorable. All right. Yeah, we all like witches. You've been avoiding downloading ZZZ? Yeah. I mean, you can watch other people play it. I feel like that's a good way to, like, not play it yourself. Just watch other people do it. Ow. Thank you for throwing an item at me. All right. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I really appreciate it. This was very different from what we normally do. But I think that it's making me want to bring back horror story reading nights. Maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. I gotta think about it. I gotta play around with my schedule. I've been having fun with like testing things out and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me just like experimenting, because I'm very much trying new things just for funsies. I want to try other things, some fun stuff. We're obviously still very much doing a lot of horror. But I want to try stuff. Yeah. Could do X. I have not actually looked at what the stories are like on X. I'm very curious. I'd have to check it out. I've been trying to get into more horror book lately, so I'm into this. Yeah. I cannot read published books, unfortunately, because of copyright. But Twitter. But I can read online stories. Yeah. I'll do that, Biggie. I'll check it out. I'll find a bunch of fun stuff for us to read and be scared about. Yeah, Lovecraft should be okay. And I think that there are versions. Yeah, public domain is fine. Lovecraft stories are public domain now, and I think there are versions that people did that are more. They were censored. Yes, safe for reading. Basically a safe version, a safer rendition. Yes, the not racist version of Lovecraft stories, basically. Yeah. No, Lovecraft very much had a lot of racist terminologies in his stories. It is not a secret to anyone. Everybody knows it. But there have been some it's really weird to say localization. Some modernized versions of it where you do not have the racism in his stories. I think that's a good way for me to put it. But yeah, we'll find some stories to read. I'm super down for that. Lovecraft's racism is pretty minimal in his stories. I can only think of one real thing in any. There are, well, all the ones where he talks about his cat. Obviously. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot about Lovecraft. There's that's just not safe. Yeah, his cat's name. Yeah. Switch the cat's name to Triton. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, there are probably some safer stories. Yeah, later on in his life, it's like he kind of started, for a lack of a better word, he started touching grass. in his later days, near the end of his life, he decided to go out and touch grass and breathe fresh air and maybe not be as bad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, we're talking about Lovecraft. Yeah, he died young as well. Yeah, he did. Melty, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the void. But yeah, we're kind of just, we're thinking about like horror stories basically. And we started talking about public domain stories. And Lovecraft stories are now all public domain. And you can read them, and some people have done some, not rewritings, but they have kind of altered the story a little bit so that it has a little bit less racism. Well, yeah. There was a documentary on it? Oh, neat. I'm curious about that. All right. But yeah, as always, if you guys have enjoyed your time in the void today, we have the Discord that is up. We watch movies once a month. All of July we had like a movie watching for every Saturday of the month. That was because of a subathon goal. But this Saturday is the last movie night of the month of July, and then we are back to monthly movie nights. So if you're interested in that, feel free to join the Discord. We're going to be watching a movie on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, I will see you all on Saturday, and we will be continuing New Vegas, and we are trying to get through as much of it as possible because I am trying to finish the game so I don't go past 15 like streams of it. We're raiding into Boo! Boo the rat. She is a witch. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. Sleep well. Brush your teeth. Sweet dreams. Bye.